Gather round, we got no gods to please. Saturday night, no sermons, just ease. Discussions flow like midnight breeze. No prophets here, just minds to tease. We talk big bangs and evolution. Question faith with our solution. Stars align in our confusion. Breaking free from old illusion. Join the fun, no need for trust. Dust to dust, we're stardust. No heaven high or hell to fear. Saturday night, we hold it dear. Fun and laugh at myth believers. Here we're all truth seekers. Open hearts and swift deceivers. Make a stand, no hidden levers. Raise your glass to reason's thrill. No ancient text, it's our own will. Debate till dawn, feel golden chill. Saturday night, we've got the skill. Echoes of a godless choir. Like the world, we spark the fire. Free thought mindset to inspire. No holy walls to take us higher. Join the fun, no need for trust. Dust to dust, we're stardust. No heaven high or hell to fear. Saturday night, we hold it dear. Join the fun, no need for trust. Dust to dust, we're stardust. No heaven high or hell to fear. Saturday night, we hold it dear. Join the fun, no need for trust. Dust to dust, we're stardust. No heaven high or hell to fear. Saturday night, we hold it dear. Fun and laugh at myth believers. Here we're all truth seekers.
Hello, everybody. Let me rearrange us here so we're all up here. We've got Saturday Night at the Atheist, and thank you for joining us, as well as a great panel of atheists. We're all back together tonight. We've got Brainless, we've got Scott and Mike from Answers in Atheism. We also have Answers in Atheism on Toast, and I also have Toast up from my in my background too. And we have Simos joining us. It's always good to see Simos up and around. Welcome, brother. Welcome. I know we've both had some health issues, and it sure feels good to just feel at least a little bit normal, and do our screenshots and all and everything, and get back to life for what we can. Like a lot of us, we haven't had health issues until we're older, and with age comes health issues, and we kind of deal with it the best we can. And this week is a good week. I had my chemo this week, so they give me steroids, and I always feel real good this weekend every 3 weeks. And I know Simos has got some running in him too, and he can relate. I actually found some things I can eat and double up on, like powdered milk and everything. I got my calorie count up. I put on about half the weight I lost. So the doctor was happy. They were talking feeding tube and everything. And I said, no, Dave is going to find something to eat. So thank you for milk, powdered milk, and fruits mostly. I've been doing really well with. Meats, not so much. So I've been using the powders and whatnot to get my proteins. But as long as I'm getting there, and I'm getting good numbers from the nutritionist and everything, keeping everybody happy. I was even asked if I wanted to keep up on the chemo because I was doing so good. And I kind of played doctor, even though I'm not one, only in Minecraft. I said, well, hey, I'd like to have some tests, and, I've got an MRI coming up, and we'll see what's going on. Remember, the main thing was in my noggin. That's where I knew something was wrong, because my noggin wasn't working right. And the rest of my body was mostly, I had some little spots, but I'm also old, okay, going back to that point. And the main thing I wanted to take care of was my noggin, because that was the dangerous one. I mean, I might not have ever made it back, if I'd have gone home, or if they'd have just sent me home with aspirin or something, like sometimes happens. I might not have made it at all. So it was pretty close. And I'm wearing my shirt, my little message to cancer. It's got a lot of F words in it. I don't want to repeat it too soon in the show, but you all know what they are. Yo, cancer, F, 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 all right? Especially to the folks that I've seen that were in terrible condition this week. And I'm glad that I've made it to this age, and that I'm not in such bad shape. And so we're going to go on with that. And with also, as speaking of health, Simos, why don't you let everybody know that you're here today?
Yeah, I am. This is not just pre-recorded, like Dave asked me to do. I'm actually live here, and you can tell I'm live.
Same color shirt.
Brothers in arms.
Are those the red quality of t-shirts?
Brothers in lungs, hopefully. Yeah. No, I'm good. I was called back into hospital for a week or so that's why I haven't been around. And now I'm out again. I've got a few days now before I have to go back for more checkups, more tests, and all of the rigmarole. But I'm feeling pretty good.
Being in a British hospital.
Oh, I will not have a word said against the NHS. They've been absolutely amazing.
Good.
I've got to say. I mean, it's service second to none, and expert service as well, because it's a specialist hospital. So the surgery team were fantastic.
Ours is pricey for people that don't have insurance, and even with insurance, I mean, just as an emergency setup, I mean, it costed me a couple grand. So I can just imagine people without insurance are really hurting. But I've got to say nothing good about the folks either. Good recommendations. People hear their names. They say, oh, yeah, he's a good guy. Not that there aren't good gals. I just mostly ran into guys. My surgeon was well known. My oncologist is known. He comes in, he says, hello, he smiles and everything. He doesn't give me the doom and gloom or anything. And he says, like I said, if it hadn't been for this thing in my head, most of my life, I've been very lucky. Not health issues, some things like my teeth and glasses that people deal with, right? But nothing where I ever got anything bad from the doctor. It was always, take 2 of these and go see the physical therapist or whatever, work out the muscle. And that's what I figured this was going to be. And it turned out to be the big ugly. And then I realized I'm almost 60 years old. I'm not the 20 or 30-year-old going in and getting a bottle of aspirin, right? So, and Simos, I'm sure, understands. And Mike, you had a request before we got rolling. Why don't you spill the beans there, buddy?
Yeah, it has to do with my health. I need I need help with the will to live. Could we just, like, if they say anything about the universe coming from nothing and the Big Bang, can we just skip that part?
Oh, these two tonight are top tier. They're really top tier. They stayed awake in not only science class, but obviously in Bible study. I mean, they know things that I just never bothered with.
Right.
Yeah, isn't it? It's amazing how much I learned in Bible school or in Bible study compared to these people who are preaching. It really is.
Well, it means we could be converted tonight.
That's right.
Mike. You might actually end up. You might end up a believer.
We might have enough drugs in us.
That British humor.
Yeah, between me and Simos, and Mike's always cooking something up over there. So, I mean, and who knows what's going on over there with Brainless. I mean, somehow he lost his. So
Origins is running low on will to live too.
Scott, we're counting on to keep us grounded. So,
yeah. So I've had amazing time. NHS stuff, of course, all NHS. I found out that they spent nearly 150K on me.
Mm-hmm. It adds up quick.
Yeah. Oh, did they send you a little guilt statement to make you feel guilty for?
No, I asked one of the doctors, and he went, "I can look that up if you want." And I said, "Yeah, go on." So he looked it up, and it was like 135, and that was a few weeks back. So it's up. It really does mount up quick, but it just goes to show you they don't spare any expense when it comes to treating people.
Well, that's kind of
always patient first.
That's
And
the system
I had
everybody ought to have.
and I had an amazing psychologist helping me as well.
Good.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, he dragged me through the last like remnants of getting really frustrated about the operation and stuff, and when the last few days, and especially when I was in the middle of the delusions and stuff, taking all the really heavy drugs, he was there chatting to me. He spent a lot of time on me. So again, I can't say enough about the NHS being how brilliant it is, especially in the specialized parts of it.
So are the psychologists there like for you in place of a chaplain, or is that just a medical service they offer?
They don't offer chaplains.
Okay.
And there are volunteer ones that go around the hospital.
Right, we have volunteers.
In Britain, there is separation of church and state, not like America.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't at a Catholic hospital or anything like that. It's a little different there. They do have chapel and people on call, I believe. But there was a retiree, a volunteer that was wandering around and said, Jesus loves you and everything. I said, well, thank you very much. And he went on about his way, and I went on about mine. So I imagine
you write it on a form here, like when they come in, they ask you what your religion is. So, I just wrote, fucking heathen. And and basically the guy came round with his dog collar and everything, Church of England. And before he knocked on the door, I could see him through the window outside. Before he knocked on the door, he looked at my sheet and then just went, okay, and walked on.
I'm always polite. I mean, the idea that we're mean to people, I mean, somebody's, collecting $1 at the door or, whatever the function is, especially anything that begins with the word saint, automatically it's a Catholic school or a Christian school or hospital or charity, whatever has saint at the beginning. It kind of gives it away. Is that Brainless?
Don't give to those groups.
Okay,
only groups get money.
Yeah, I'd rather give somebody the money, especially for the kids, because I know working with the kids with the football every year that it's really hard to sell stuff. And people that do give you a couple bucks to buy something to help get uniforms and all that is usually money well spent. And it's close to home. And like with our guys, you could come to the game for $1 or whatever it is. It's a cheap night out. If you're a sports fanatic, go support the Pee-wees. They can always use it. They always appreciate people in the crowd. They're clapping no matter which way anybody's going. So, it's a good time. It's usually early evening. You get home before too late, and all that kind of stuff. And we always had a good time. So, don't forget the people that are holding the door for you, got their cans out, shaking their cans. Don't forget to stick your change in there at least and help them out. All right. So we've got tonight. We try not to get personal on Saturday Night at the Atheist because we assume that these people may just be ignorant, had not good teachers, or stuck with one of these homeschooling programs, whatever it might be. They got just some bad information. But in this video, we are called out as liars, and not just some. Any atheist. I mean, they're just calling out atheists or liars. And I came across several. That name comes up in one of the videos. I always watch numerous videos. So if the name doesn't come up, it came up in one of the other ones I watched. But they mention names, and you're like, oh, gee whiz, right? And this person is calling me names. So I don't usually call people names. I do call these guys dum-dums because they're way old enough to know better on some very basic things. And what really bothers me is not things they're not interested in or have a degree in or anything. It's things that they are. So when the people work at the creationist groups and they're given bad scientists who have degrees in science, or if they have theology degrees, I will give people like William Lane Craig credit when he says things like, I don't buck up against mainstream science. So he will preach his Bible and what he thinks and everything else, but he's not going to buck up against science. And you want to know why? Because he doesn't know enough about it to be a spoken authority on it. Good on him.
No, he does. I mean, if you watch the Sean Carroll debate,
yeah, he did.
He got annihilated. He pushed back against Sean on science.
I think he made a big mistake with that one.
Oh yeah, huge mistake. Yeah. But I've seen him do that in other things as well. Yeah. So.
Well, I used to give Hugh Ross a lot of credit, and then I did the video on him seeing demons and everything, including aliens and people in the classroom. They're hissing at him and everything, and I'm like, wow, this guy. I'm giving him too much credit for being an astro physicist or whatever.
It's the audience they're talking to, right? That's why we know they're being disingenuous. I won't say dishonest, but they're being disingenuous because, they know their craft, especially William Lane Craig. I mean, not many people beat William Lane Craig in a debate, not because he's got the information, but he's such a skilled rhetorician.
Yes.
So.
I'm not afraid to admit I had to take notes listening to him and look it up later. Luckily, we aren't doing it in real time. We can pause, we can come back to it later. You're doing it in real time. Yeah, he's got you swamped with just the wording he uses that you're like, it's going to take me 10 minutes to look up that sentence you just used, so I can't say yes or no because I might look like a dum-dum if I say yes or no to something that was like, anybody in the know would say, "Oh, he obviously doesn't know what he's talking about," right?
Well, yeah.
That's what I get worried about.
He's got an amazing technique, which I've noticed, which is to say he's addressing a question that somebody else has put that you've thought, "Oh, yeah, that's a really good point they've made," right? How's William Lane Craig going to respond to that? And he's got an amazing way of starting the sentence saying he's responding to it and finishing the sentence ignoring it. Yeah, we were just saying something completely different, and then making another point, and it is a hell of a skill to have, because he does it in one sentence, and you don't really realize it. You think, well, he addressed that there, didn't he? And then you go back and actually look at it, and he said nothing about it whatsoever.
And Slim, we've got Simos with us tonight. Welcome him back. He's been in hospital, and he's been having some health problems too. So we're happy to have Simos here, and we are happy to have you here.
Very happy to have you here, Slim.
Yeah, good to see you for sure, Simos. It's been a hot second, and I'm glad to be back as well.
We needed the Slim language tonight about talking about things later, because these guys just come right out insulting all of us. So I said, boy, Slim will really like this guys or these guys. I also mentioned with my implant, I feel kind of like Slim. I got a bump under my skin and a line that comes off, It is handy. I don't have the bruises. I just pull down my shirt like this. They just, there you can see it. I just pull down my shirt and bam, they plug my IV right in. I'm ready to go. So,
that must be nice. Oh,
it is. Your arms aren't all black and blue. Yes, I had all the way up and down my arm, man. It was black and blue. And I was so grateful to get this implant. They even put it on which side, because I said, well, I sleep on the other side, And they said, well, we'll see. And he looked at me with the x-ray. He says, yeah, we can put it on either side. So I was all cleared. And it's whether you have cartilage in the way or something, because they put it and they'd feed it right off your heart. So it's going right into your body. There's no denying it's stuck in your arm or your leg. It's right there off your heart when they put it in. And I was reading up on it. There are some problems with people having them, but it didn't seem any worse than an Amazon review where everybody's fine with it except for, a couple people. And, sometimes you get a dud. Sometimes, people just can't deal with them in any implant, I'm sure Slim knows about that. You could get a perfectly innocent implant and your body just don't like it, So you can't really blame the implant, you know what I mean?
No, it's if your body notices it, and hopefully your body doesn't notice the implant, and that's when you have a problem. So I have.
That's what it seemed like. People that had one and their body just didn't like it and was just redoing anything.
So you're not taking drugs for it.
No, I go for I get it intravenous. I get pre-chemo drugs, which are the steroids and nausea and all that. And I get 3 drugs, and according to Mike, when he looked them up, they were all targeted at tumors. So I get 2 2 half-hour bags and a 10-minute bag. So the 10-minute must be really powerful.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they can be. They can be.
So I'm there. I'm there a couple hours.
My drugs, my anti-rejection drugs are really small, and yet they're really lethal. I mean, I have to take special drugs to avoid some of the side effects.
I go for 3 appointments basically on chemo.
Take drugs for the drugs.
They tap me and they do labs. They send those numbers ASAP to the doctor. The doctor gets them right away ASAP, checks my numbers, and if there's any discrepancies, they have their own pharmacy there. They mix up the IV bags.
Yeah.
So before I go to chemo, I've already seen the blood draw and I've already seen the doctor. And since they already tapped me once, they don't tap me again. They tap me for the blood. They just leave that in. They do the blood draw, and then they just clean it out, and they do the chemo right through the same thing, patched down my chest. So I only get stabbed one time, which is really great.
Yeah,
that's great.
The only other thing was this little bit of swelling on the back of my head we were kind of worried about. And there seems to be a little swelling along the cut, but they said there will be because your head's kind of breathing, and it takes a while to heal up. So everything's been good news, except that they found something ugly in my head. So everybody do your hopes and prayers and best wishes and all that I don't get another lump in my head. And I'd be okay.
Okay.
Hey,
So,
then
really
the outside matches the inside.
That's right. I'm bumpy everywhere.
Yeah. So
Kind
really
of
quick,
spongy.
I want to say this. So I have the magnet in my finger, right?
Oh yeah.
If you don't know, I have a magnet.
I seen the video, I think.
Yeah. So when I was making edibles 2 weeks ago, I accidentally hit it on the pan and it shot it on my finger, and I had to push my implant back down into it. Yeah, and then there was a pocket. Yeah, there was a pocket, and it kept sliding back into the pocket. So I had to start putting a Band-Aid over it so that it wouldn't go back up, and now it won't go back up. But yeah, that was great the other day to watch my implant go up my finger.
Fucking dumbass.
Well, hey, to everybody, and especially with for us dealing with things, even Slim with his crazy magnet. Mike, I know has a checkup every year, Mike.
Yep.
Scott, you take something, don't you too, Scott?
Yeah, I take medicine for diabetes as well as for anti-cholesterol formation and stuff, high blood pressure. I'm a salad of sickness.
How about you, Brainless? We haven't checked on you before, I don't think. You deal with anything? Magnets floating around your fingers?
Why?
Up to this point, I'm pretty healthy, I guess.
Hey, good for you. Good for you.
Yeah. So,
Why do you have a magnet?
It's good to come here. That I feel not as old.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
That was tell Mike about the magnets.
Yeah.
Why do you have a magnet in your finger?
So let's do this really quick.
He's a freak.
I have magnets. I have silicone bead implants. I have microchips. I have LEDs implanted in me.
Cool.
There's a bunch of us that just want to be in the head of the biohacking community so that we can tell other people how to be safe. Yeah, exactly. So we can tell other people how to be safe about it. I want to be the test subject for it. And then the next thing that happens is once Congress, the Senate, and the government starts wanting to know questions about these, there's a handful of us that can go in front of them and tell them why it should be legal, where we should have this safeguards. Like all of my microchips have a triple encryption in it. So nobody can see inside of it unless you put the right type of thing to it. But it just goes to my website and my merch website. So it doesn't have any of my personal information on it. But once again, it's to help others figure out how they want to modify their body later in life. So by stretching things and putting things in and
remind people how many years it took to do all that.
Years. And then
he split his tongue.
Oh wow. So if you drop a screw down on your computer, can you just stick your finger down there and use a magnet to pick it up?
See, that's the great part. Yes, if I'm working on my engine or in my car, if I drop a screw somewhere, all I have to do is just put my knuckle down to it.
That could have came in handy quite a few times when you were doing stuff. When you're doing stuff backwards and upside down. Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
So here's the example.
There you go.
So all I have to do as soon as that drops, go like that.
Stick to something else.
and then yeah, I know it. And then now I have it again. So now I can just, when I'm sorting through screws and bolts and stuff, I literally can just open up the package and just put my knuckle in there, pull it out, and I just pull them.
Yeah, don't you have like a candy dish full of nuts or something you do a video of?
Yeah, I definitely have done.
I saw somewhere where somebody had their hand in something.
Well, does it get annoying picking things up you didn't intend to?
No, the annoying part is that I can feel electrical fields through my hand. So if I get too close to something that has too much electricity going through it, like a 220 volt something, my whole hand just starts buzzing and I have to pull it away.
Hey,
so that's the only annoying part.
Use it.
Slim, real quick, hold on real quick. I see Bro Joe is in the chat. Scott, if you want to get an email from him or anything so you can talk about your video workings,
that'd be great.
Maybe he can help you out. Bro Joe, I see you in the chat. Scott was trying to put in a certain type of lyric into an AI or something.
Yeah, I was just trying to make a song that, I've got the lyric. I've even generated a song, but I want to kind of put them together where the lyric rolls by against a meme that I've already had created. I just want to be able to put it all together, and I'm not quite sure how to do that.
This is the F of F thing? You don't want to tell anybody what your meme is?
The F of F? No, the fruitcake of fallacies? Yeah.
Fruitcake of fallacies.
I was watching the video from tonight, and I said, this is a fucking fruitcake of fallacies. And I thought, there's got to be a meme like that. So I had one created. But, I want to put the music with the lyrics, with the picture that, I had generated.
Well, your name came up because I knew you did the show with the mixing and stuff. So, Simos too. Either way, if you could, one of us, or just where's your? I know that's because I'm over here and I'm not over here. Let's go over here.
I've not actually.
Bro Joe, you got a.
He's got a channel. He might show his email through there. I don't know.
Yeah, he's got a wrench too. So if you've got it handy, you can.
And then there's.
Okay. Now everybody got their business taken care of. We're going to start this video, and again, it's called. Oh, there he goes with his.
I was thinking Slim could have
some the green spots on him shows off my green screen too. So
maybe Slim could have some sort of magnetic detector put in his nose, and he could find true north like the bird, and he'll never get lost.
There we go. All right. I don't like to go more than a half hour without starting it up. So let's get going.
Yeah.
So we can catch some of this video because we could just gab about this funny stuff forever. So let's gab about these guys because I found them very entertaining because I'm just giggling, but it's kind of insulting if somebody's looking from the outside. So
and there's something wrong with these guys too, because when you play their video at 1.25 speed, you can't tell that it's sped up.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Path to Hell podcast. This is where we talk about the path to hell, what it is, and most importantly, how to avoid it.
Chris Rea, isn't it?
We've titled the episode tonight something maybe a little controversial, not necessarily meaning to offend anybody, and we hope that you stay tuned throughout the end of the broadcast to understand what we mean by this week's title, where we're saying that why atheists are liars. We're going to ask ourselves that question, and we're going to answer that question based on what we know from Scripture, based on what we know from teachings, and based on what we know otherwise than what has been told or has been propagated throughout the world, actually, that the statement that there is no God.
That's what she
don't
said.
know much otherwise.
Okay.
I just got to tell you one thing straight away. It didn't cross their minds to actually ask an atheist.
Oh no.
They
never does.
actually think,
or they talk to invisible atheists because they say I've talked to lots of atheists and they say a bunch of things I've never heard from an atheist.
Yeah,
they've never talked to an atheist. They're scared of them. They're the devil. We're Satan to them.
I couldn't look their podcasts and Facebook and everything. I looked around and it was just what is it, Path the Path to Hell or Ministries or whatever it is. Something like that. Scott or Mike gets curious about these things. They can look. I couldn't find their, but if you look at them, they look like father and son.
Father and son, I'd say. Yeah. Also, I'd say the father is a keen fan of Chris Rea.
Well, they're probably
the father wears a hat too sometimes.
They're
cover
probably
up his dome. So
they're probably more related than that. I think they're more inbred. I think it's cousin on cousin or something.
Could be.
That. Never mind.
They spend way too much time together. That's all I can say.
Oh no, that's
lovers.
sweet. If it's father and
They're
son,
lovers.
You know, they're doing something that they love together, and that's always edifying. You know, even
they agree with each other a lot. So
and once again, I'm going to say, I bet you they're using the King James Bible.
Oh yeah,
of course. What else?
They always are.
What else?
Instead of using a real version of it.
If you want to slag off an atheist, use the King James. I've always said that.
Mm-hmm.
Are they the ones that talk about it not being a translation but being a transference? Scott,
so
I don't remember that, but by that time I was trying to work on that meme, and so I just kind of went in and out of paying attention to them.
And then where did the King James come from? It came from
King James.
No, there was a version of it before. I forgot.
He gathered what he thought was the oldest. What he took as the oldest and had people put it together for him. He was like the money man.
I think that's the Wycliffe. I think that's the Wycliffe Bible you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a figure somewhere that goes like past.
But they ran out of money.
Came from that came from that.
They ran out of money, so they had to just copy the Wycliffe Bible, I think.
Well, he just needed to change it so that he could get a divorce and get remarried. And so that was the reason why he wanted to use that old version of Leviticus or whatever. I don't remember what it was. And then he just put a little spin on it. He just had his priests make it so that it was legal for him to do something, which I think it already was. It was just like putting up. Sorry.
It's all right. Yeah. It's empty now. Hey, I didn't want to forget saying hi to everybody, and especially Fred giving out that Australian cash again. Geez, what could this be? Or what could this bunch of old farts know about anything? Quite a lot, actually. If you pay attention in school, you'll know more than the people that we have on here. And to kick things off, we always like somebody giving us some green, especially when there's Bigfoot. So we gotta, where's my thing at? They changed the name of these things too. Media, there he is. So we always enjoy the chance to throw out the Bigfoot. Here we go.
You rock, let's rock with the fire in our veins. Rock on to the skies, to the thunder and rain. All hail Bigfoot, the legend, the king. He walks among shadows, the wild spirits sing.
Thanks a lot, Fred. You know, you rock. You're always there checking us out, giving us super chats. Really appreciate it very much. And don't forget, if you want to do super chats, if you want to join the channel, all that kind of good stuff, we are monetized now. I ain't got my hand out, but I appreciate it when I get people kicking in a few bucks, pays for my internet or whatever. It's always nice to get something back. So I try to get the songs, I try to get people's birthdays, and don't forget, if you hear about anybody's birthday, little birdie whispers in your ear, let me know when it's at least around the same month. And I try to hit people for their birthdays. And being on chemo on Fridays, I get steroids over the weekend. So Dave is juked, Dave is ready. So Dave was up first thing this morning working on my notes for the next Grassman show. So hopefully that'll be out soon. And then I want to catch up with a member stream or two and, give everybody their money's worth, even if it's only pocket change. We do appreciate it, and we do like to give back, as well as, when we have our T-shirt giveaways and things like that. And you don't know, you just might get one like I'm wearing. Where's my thing yet? Make me big for a minute. You might just get a cancer shirt since, we'll see. I don't want to be too cocky because I could get some bad news. But for right now, though, I'm keeping it in mind that maybe I'll give one of these away if I get some good news from the doc. And, it says, yo, cancer, F. And too many F's to round them all off. But, so appreciate the members, appreciate the channel support and all that good stuff. All right? And we get this back over to here. Sorry, I really need a producer. We want to say hi to Fred and hey, Brainless, that was here early. Good to see you, Brainless, as always, a valued panel member. Tilting Windmill, best mod around. Good evening. It's almost evening, close enough for tilting. Good day. The Rabbit Atheist is also Ed, or former Pastor Ed, and if you want viewpoint from someone who's been there, Ed's the guy to talk to. He also has a show later on today. So make sure you check out the Rabbit Atheist. We've got there is Skeptic Philosophy. How's it going? What's up? The Skeptic, wait a minute. We already got Ed there. My eyes are a little blurry. It's not my eyes. They just get wet real easy. So if you think I'm crying or something, just pretend I am. Don't worry about it.
I hate the good old wet eye over there. Yeah.
I know. It's rubbing. I always want to rub my eye, and otherwise, if I go like this, sometimes it's clearing my eye out. And they say men got big tear ducts, but it doesn't show on me. Scott, hello, Scott. Scott's here. I got another great panel member. We've got Chris Moore. Hello, Chris.
Hello.
We've got Simos, and we've got another great co-host. We sure miss Simos being here, and we're glad to have him back. We've got, what's his name these days? Scientific Origins. We've got Austin in the chat. Hello, everybody. Big John Lovell. Want to smell my finger? Everyone wants to smell your finger, John. I mean, there you go. Smell my finger.
I'm pretty sure I know what it smells like.
And I think that's most everybody. Oh, we
Dave,
got Farm
did you get
here.
the fruitcake I sent you?
Did I get anything? What, an email?
Yeah.
Or you just...
I just thought before we go in there, let's show the fruitcake of fallacies, refresh everybody's mind, and then spot the fallacy as they go, and you'll see why we call it, well, I call it the fruitcake of fallacies.
I used to love my dad's fruitcakes. He made them himself, cut up all the pieces of candied fruit and made the fresh loaves of bread and everything. They were really good. My mom used to put butter on them and put them in the toaster and stuff, And those were the best ones. They weren't the candied little cake that you get. It was a normal cake in a loaf pan with all the fruits in it, like that. It was kind of like a pimento loaf or something, And boy, I sure missed that. We would sit up all night, cut up pieces of fruit. They'd be stuck all over our hands and everything to make those loaves of bread. And he used to keep them stored up in the attic because we had an attic with stairs and everything. So he would wrap everything up and put it up there to keep cool and stuff. Those were good times.
I've had a few fruitcakes that I thought were really good. You know, some of them have these candy, chewy things in them.
Yeah.
Don't know what they are, but I've always found that a good part of them. Just so that they're not too
put
sick.
Coconut and all kind of stuff in. Yeah.
It matters on how old they are, because sometimes you get ones that have been passed down for years, and they're the shiny ones.
Well, it's because they get a bad rap. See, people should just have it, especially. Well, those little ones are really sweet. They're like to have with tea or something. You know what I mean? It's, but when you get the bigger loaves, you can make it with a sweet recipe or whatever that you put in, and the bread's kind of got a yellowish to it. So whatever you used was, but they were really good. And, those are the kind of things that you miss at the holidays that you didn't know you would ever miss, Hey, we got Demon Orb here. And, of course, we got Slim here.
Orby.
We always like seeing Slim. Deconverted Man's here. Oh, yeah, Deconverted Man had a good one for you to look up. Look up the word POOP in ChatGPT and see how many words there are for it, because we're very poopy people.
and speaking of Deconverted Man, I miss you fuckers when he was live earlier.
Oh,
so after this,
he's always on.
That link.
I used to feel bad going up against Deconverted Man, and then it's like, man, you don't never know when he's going to be on, day or night. You click it on. I can't sleep. I'm gonna see if anybody's on YouTube. There's Deconverted Man, 4:00 in the morning. Of course he is.
I must say it was enjoyable.
Yeah, he fills our free time and more. So I don't feel too bad if he's running, because I'll just watch it later. So, Big John, right on, Dave. I gained weight and everything, and I'm doing good. All I can do is hope for the best. We got Hill Hugger from around the globe. Hello, Hill Hugger. Hill Hugger Farm. I think I said farm, but if not, Hiya Farm. We've got Laborious Cretan. Got to watch the big names. Can't catch them. But Red Shirts, glad it's not a Star Trek episode. Uh-oh, guys, watch out. They're out to take you out. Phantom is here. Spooky's here. Hello, Spooky. Good to see you.
Hey, Spooky.
Hey, Spooky.
How's the spooking doing business? There's a lot of people. I didn't realize all these people were in the chat already. Hello, everybody. Hello, Stop the Stupidity. There's another great supporter of the channel. Hello, Stop the Stupidity. Hope you're all having a good New Year. Oh, that's why I forgot to ask. Did everybody have a good New Year? Good New Year's off. Everybody having a good start?
Yeah.
How about you, Slim? You looking good?
Yeah. Hope I'm gonna be doing a lot more stuff soon. So good. Yes, I'm doing.
Ember's
better.
in the chat. Hello, Ember. Another great supporter of the channel.
Fireworks are still going here, so now and then.
Ember puts out my channel name and when there's shows and everything, and always says hi to me and has memberships, and we're like that. So
Ember's
good to see Ember. Ember's awesome, and don't forget, check the description below where Ember is. If you've got it like that, you can help out Ember with her medical bills. There's also Bree down there with her merch. If you want to get a Bigfoot shirt or Mothman or whatever cryptid, fills that space. But I would suggest a Bigfoot. But you can get a shirt there. There's Pragmatic Crystal. Hey, PC. PC's one of our proud owners of a Grassman t-shirt. So you need to stay tuned. You never know where I might show up giving somebody a t-shirt. There's a couple other people in the chat that have gotten them too. And there's Brojo. Brojo does cool shows with mixing and stuff and everything. I know, Top Dong too. Our Top Dong buddy.
Ooh, the Top Dong.
The Top Dong mixes videos too, Scott. So you might want to check with Top Dog. He's always right there with the info too.
That might help.
It looks like we have somebody in the chat who is anti-us, Harry Man.
Harry Man, I haven't got to that one yet. Gee whiz, all you folks are great for stopping by.
Lying atheist doesn't make anyone's belief true. That's a true statement.
It sure doesn't. It sure. I'm never going to get rolling, and Mike's going to get mad at me if I don't get going. So,
yeah,
I got as much as I'd like to make sure they catch everybody. Jester's here. Man, there's a lot of chatting. Christopher.
Shit, you woke me up
when
you said my name.
Oh, good. Yeah, I know. I got all these great people saying hello. I mean, I just, it's just not like me to not say hello back.
It wasn't Dave that did that. It was the devil.
Yeah, I can bring him up too.
Isn't that the same thing?
Martine is here. Hello. Yeah. Haven't gotten to any big hairy men. Everybody's saying hey. I don't care who comes by. I mean, Miss Dick Moonstruck, is that the one? Misguided, maybe. No fruitcake in hell. Now, see, that's the thing. It all depends on whose cake, how you make it. And Happy New Year, everybody. Mike, did you get with the kids or anything, or what did you do for New Year's?
I was with my sons. Yeah, we watched. What did we watch? Now that new Now You See Me thing, Woody Harrelson, and then we watched Knives Out, the latest Knives Out. Man, it's a good movie.
Native Atheist is in here. Labor Curious Cretin. I like that name.
I've been with my Mike's channel. I've been with my sons on New Year's Eve every single year for 44 years now. So.
My son set his alarm so he would get up because he's up so dang early that he poops out early, right? So he set his alarm so he got up and came out and gave his mom a hug and everything and gave me 5 for and said Happy New Year. I said, okay, man, you go back to sleep now. But he's a good guy. He gets up early for work. So, but you know, and my other boys send a message on the phone. So good kids, you know.
Every time I get the year right, they fucking change it again. I just like stop this.
Yeah, and you don't write checks like I do, so.
Yeah, well.
I forgot.
Standard deviant. Hello.
I forgot you guys live in the Middle Ages or something like that.
Yeah, well, there's certain things I just feel comfortable with a check. That's all. And it's happened before where they tried to double charge me and stuff. And I was like, yeah, that'd have been how many bucks tied up for how many months before I get it back. They're using my money for free. So they get a check. And that way, if they give me a phone call, I can pull out my checkbook and I can say, number, blah, 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 blah. And they go, oh, we'll have that fixed right away for you. That's right. You don't have to chase down credit card numbers. Now, some things are just easily done.
No, fuck credit cards.
But
credit cards are the most evil thing.
Google accounts too, all work. But whatever you're doing, but for some things, especially some of these utilities, the water bill and the gas bill, I don't know how many times have been wrong, where they said they didn't get the payment the month before, and I said, yeah, you did. I got the check number, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. So, sorry. Some of us still write checks.
On my bank account, they transferred it to them, and if they say it isn't there, then they got to take it up with the bank, not with me.
Is this the one you're talking about? I think I found it. Yes. I still ain't to the bottom of the list. Everyone can lie. A lying atheist doesn't make anyone's belief true. You take that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's all right.
Well, we'll see after this stream.
I just want to say something here, which is I really enjoy the first time I write the date in the next year, because I just think, oh yeah, another year gets in.
Another year. Web Surfer wants to know what's the plan for this stream. We're going to look at it as soon as you quit sending me chats and asking. But I'm just kidding. Send me more chats. I'll read chats all night long, and we'll run the show along, and we'll put Mike to sleep. It's the usual thing.
We're going to talk for an hour and then maybe look at a video.
Joe's here.
Joe. Look, just
good to see you, Joe.
Just out of interest, Dave, how far have we got into this video? Because it's been up.
We just started the video.
10 seconds.
5 seconds.
So really quick,
Go ahead.
I never trust a pastor that uses a non-hardback Bible. If it's paperback, I don't trust you. No.
Well, see the old guy there. Well, the guy with the gray hair. I shouldn't say old guy.
I know.
The guy with the gray hair and the gray sweaters. He's got his in a notebook thing.
Yeah,
that zippers around. The other one is just
very nice.
Yeah. If you come out as a pastor and especially with that beanie on and then that shirt and you
young
have
and
a
trendy.
soft back, I'm not gonna believe you at all. Okay?
Young and trendy. Young and trendy.
And we got Reggio's here saying hello.
He almost certainly listens to techno music. I'm saying that Christian techno music.
And he lifts weights too. I can tell his rips right there.
Yeah.
But I gotta point out, like, if you're a pastor and you come out with a paperback or a hardback, you can come up with any type of book, even if you come with an app on your tablet. I'll fucking not believe the shit you say.
Well, real quick, we'll hit the video again.
Hang on. For me and Mike, if it's not written on parchment, we're not interested.
True.
Only originals. Real quick, then we know what Simos was doing. He was writing checks, putting 2026 all over everything. You doing anything else, Simos? You just been taking care of yourself.
No, I mean, like, I have to isolate myself this early on because, I've got no immune system right now.
Right.
So I'm staying away from people, basically.
Happy New Year to you. We're glad you're still with us.
Oh, yeah, me too.
And Mike was with his boys. Scott, did you spend some time with the grandkids or the daughter, or what'd you do?
With the grandkids. I guess it was Christmas Eve because my kids went to church, so I stayed home and whispered atheistic realities in my kids' ears.
I'm sorry, Scott. I'm sorry.
No, I had a great time with them, and then of course when I got home, it's just kind of quiet. Wasn't even any fireworks going off.
We had a little on the corner. They put on a little show. They put on a show at 11 and 12, so I guess they were celebrating some other time zone, or they forgot what time it was. Either way. 11 and 12 o'clock on the corner was a nice little show with some, some boom booms, and they went back in the house to annoy everybody. So that's one thing about this time of year. They're not setting them off all the time like 4th of July because it's nasty out.
Here, this is the only time of year that it's allowed. Well, and even this year, it is the last time it's allowed. So, yeah.
What about you, Brainless? What'd you do for the holiday?
Not much. Watch some live streams, play some games. Not a lot.
And Slim, what did you say what you were doing?
Parents for a second.
Oh, you did wish them well. Good deal.
Yeah.
How about you?
I just hung out with them on people's, and I didn't do much. I don't think of want to be drinking holidays as anything anymore. I'm so old, and I used to put on so many events.
Right.
I don't do things on holidays, really.
Right. Well, Happy New Year to everybody, and I hope you have a good one. And let's play some of this video.
Maybe we should after 53 minutes.
Let's try some of the video. Hey, as long as we're having a good time, that's what Saturday night's all about. And if we get through a video, it's an occasion. So Simos and I really bared it all out the one time. We had the longest stream I think I've ever done.
Never again.
And we tore apart a video, and I agree. That's probably the last time. Maybe not the last time, but one of the last few times that's ever going to happen. I'd really have to get hooked.
And if you spot a fallacy during the video, put it in the live chat.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
right,
I think the title of Atheists Are Liars, lying is telling someone an untruth.
Now, see, they're right off. That's where I caught the problem. And telling somebody something is untrue doesn't make you necessarily what I would call a liar. That would fall under ignorant. As Simos, you're the man of a million words.
Well, I would say.
What do you say about liar? Is that a harsh word?
A liar is somebody who knowingly tells a false statement.
Is this poisoning the well immediately? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Depends whether they go on to base something on it.
It's a beginning to a syllogism where the premise is that atheists are liars. Therefore, like where so and so is an atheist. Atheist he is, so he's also a liar. And then the conclusion is that atheists are all liars. That's something like that is how you would set it up. So all he has to do is find, well, this atheist lied, and it's the same as saying all Christians are liars. But you're not a liar if you don't know it's a lie. If you know it's truth and you say the opposite, that's a lie, right? Or if, like grifting or anything else, that all falls under a liar. So I say being ignorant of something, being a student of Ken Ham is not making you a liar. It's making Ken Ham the liar.
Well, and there are other types of lies, right? Lie by omission. When you fail, when somebody asks you a direct question and you fail to tell them something that you know to be true.
I want to see how this guy reacts.
That can also be a lie. And then also, sorry, the last one is...
No problem.
Sorry, it's just slipped my mind. Never mind. There's another one.
Shout it out. Shout it out. Right. Go ahead, Scott.
I just want to say, I just want to see how these guys react when they tell an untruth and we catch them on it. And are they now going to say, no, I didn't intend to spread an untruth? That's when we'll know that they're being deceptive towards us.
The other one I've remembered is a white lie, of course, when you say, your bum doesn't look big in this, darling.
Well, what they're going to say is...
That's manners, though. I push back on that one. But I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
So what they're going to claim is that all atheists know that God and Satan exist. We just pretend they don't, and that's what their lying is. They say that we know, but we don't want to believe because we want to be sinners. We want to be sinners.
It makes everything a lie, and anything they don't like a lie, like the flood or anything else. It's just them lying. And that's the end of it, because there's no defense for putting the magic zoo boat, because get a grip, people.
They claim that we know the truth and we're pretending it's not real, and that's what it is.
Yeah, and
isn't the truth.
One of you guys said a white lie is something different. To some people, it isn't. Like I actually,
that's true.
It's this lady on Instagram that does get stories about purity culture and youth pastors and stuff like that, sick stuff. But she told a story where she was thinking what if somebody breaks into my house and I'm downstairs and he asks me, is there anybody else in the house? And if you say yes, they're gonna kill everybody in the house.
Yeah, see this.
Oh, there we go.
Then how is telling a white lie wrong?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think when people use the word, it is a strong word. You can use it very loosely. I mean, the group that's hiding out in your attic, right? Everybody knows what the group is. You're going to say the group isn't there when the soldiers are at the door, right? Now, is that lying? I don't see where anybody would hold that against you as a lie. You know what I mean? I mean, you're doing it for somebody's life here. That's another line. So it's another one of those things of how you want to use the word. And for me, it's just old school insulting. You don't call me a dirty, rotten liar, it's just, it hits you a certain way versus, somebody that's ignorant, everybody just kind of chuckles. Oh, he don't know no better. Right. That's just the vibe I'm getting.
Also, I think it's a good point to make is that, people consider lying immoral. And of course, nothing's further from the truth because of these other examples that we're giving. And also it goes to show really that morals is subjective, in my opinion.
Yeah, it has to be. Well, yeah, totally. It's subjective. Not,
Yeah. No,
context. It depends on context.
Objective is that what it is? If you're religious, it's objective and it's subjective.
Well, they like to claim that God's commands are always moral.
Yeah, but I get
regardless of context.
Except for every time that he like ordered like babies and women and other people to be killed,
Animals.
except for the virgin little
Well, that's 'cause he loves
girls or
you.
something, and then other things and weird stuff. And yeah, no, like it's crazy if you actually delve into it.
Well, these two here, well, you don't want to spend any time with them. They've got other videos too. They're very interesting.
Yeah.
But,
Okay, let's crack on. Let's crack on.
Yeah.
You know, whether it be just telling someone your viewpoint or trying to convince somebody of your viewpoint, well, it isn't the truth, and that makes that theology a lie.
Not to me.
You know, the Bible is.
See, again, you're not intentionally. You have to show intention.
There you
And
go.
If there's no intention, that's just like saying, well, Thor throws a lightning bolt or something, you know, and that's where you get lightning from. That's not being a liar. That's just telling a little kid a story to satiate his curiosity, right?
Yeah, well, this is why they start with that incorrect. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Incorrect definition of lie, so they can say exactly that sentence, right? And say, well, I think it's true, therefore it is true, right? And therefore I'm not lying. Whereas I would say, if you add the word "knowing me," then I'm not lying because I don't think there's a God. I genuinely believe that to be true. So I don't know there's a God, so I'm not lying. Straightforward.
Right.
And so that just makes a mockery of their position, right? I could equally say, under their definition, if I were to use their definition, that they are liars because they're saying there is a God.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
You know, again, it's context driven, and
That's why words are a funny thing, because some words can mean 180 definition of its own word. But then they use cleave in the Bible. Cleave is to make a clean cut, you know, like with a really sharp knife. It's also stuck together.
yeah.
So if you want to talk about a word that's confusing, are you supposed to cleanly separate? Or are you supposed to cling together like a, you know, big mess of knotted cords or something? It's some words are just like that. So you got to watch out how the words are used. Mr. Orange Hat. I love that orange hat, though. I want that orange hat. By the way, this video is, well, this video is not new. It's one of the older videos, but it really annoyed me. So that's why we're watching it. And it doesn't have it's a small channel too. So it still abides by my standards. Just a little old.
Don't go over there and give them any hard time about this video at
We're
all about how they were wrong.
Didn't take it down.
Never mind. Do not do that.
Yeah, he did not take it down. So I mean, it still stands, right?
Hey, they got 16 subscribers on this channel, so this is a big channel.
16. Oh my God! Let's just subscribe just to fuck with them. Never mind.
Everybody subscribe.
Yeah.
We should.
No, that video we did. It's very popular. That video we did.
Everybody go subscribe to these people,
well, you know,
because that'll get their attention, and they'll read me. Did you make a comment? I think I did.
I know. Patrick Peace did well after our show. He was reviewed by a couple other people, and yeah. So
yeah,
Peace's been doing a lot of videos. He did a series on short little books recently. It's somebody we looked at, Slim. You might, if you've seen it or not, but he's a Canadian guy, and he tells Americans how he should be because of the Bible. So he was a lot of fun, though.
We should all go sub and then leave a comment saying that, oh my God, I listened to this video and I was an atheist and now I'm not anymore.
Yeah.
Except Jesus. like about 30 of us, right? And they'll be like, oh my God, we should do more videos.
Yeah. Somebody put their link in the side chat if they could.
It's in the description.
Oh, never mind. Thank you. Okay,
for the videos in description.
Okay, I'm going to do that in
just you can go there.
Their channel is called The Path to Hell. Okay,
The Path to Hell. It's also their podcast and their Facebook. But now I don't know if they're still doing these things because this was, like I say, it's not a new video, so it's a couple years old. But whatever it is, I came across this video. It was in the feed, so that's when we got. And of course, I noticed the orange hat, and I said, I got to hear what this dude said. And then they started talking, and I was like, oh man, I wish they hadn't started talking.
Is authentic. It was, We have thousands of copies of the original, manuscripts of.
Do we?
No, you don't.
I don't think
even the best scholars will tell you there aren't originals because
we don't have any originals.
The products they made them on were not much better than they are today. They're carbon plant materials or whatever, and they broke down and they turned into dust over time. Even the best preserved ones in the museums and stuff are specks on pieces of paper that they try to put together. So where they've got all these copies of the originals. Yes, they're copies of copies, but they are not originals because you don't even have originals when you had hand copies. I mean, it's not a machine, right? It's not a printing press. Not for 1,500 years or 1,000 years do they get a printing press. So for the first half, it was all handwriting, and then the however many years you want to give the Judaism papers, those are the amount of thousands of years you do not have originals.
If we're not talking about the Dead Sea Scrolls, which technically would be, but whatever. No, what you're doing is you're having translations, and most likely we're getting to Rome and Greek translations of it.
Mm-hmm. And even the Dead Sea Scrolls are not in great condition.
Yeah,
and they were stored in a dry, in the jars, nobody touching them. No, should have been very little bacteria problems or anything, and they still fell apart. There was still enough out in the middle of the desert in a cave to feed some of them little critters.
And then,
what are you doing to them, Slim?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was my fault.
I'm sorry. Anyways, you eat them.
I would eat all of the critters. Yes, definitely. It's called protein. Never mind. So, and the other thing we got to remember is the people that put together the Old Testament were a bunch of incels in the middle of the desert that probably never had sex. So just think about that.
It's like these two here.
There is some interesting points, which is the oldest version of our Isaiah, which was like 1000 AD or something like that, is actually slightly different to the Dead Sea Scrolls. So even the old Judaism one, the oldest version of Isaiah, which is different from the Dead Sea Scroll version, to show you that even the Old Testament manuscripts are changed, different, theologically changed in some ways. There's not a whole lot of differences as I understand it, but there are differences. So to say that in the hundreds of years that we do have a complete Bible after the first century, to say that those are exactly the same as the first century documents, that isn't true either. As we know, there's a different ending on Mark, etc., etc.
We've got our resident expert here.
No, I'm not an expert.
Learned about this stuff. Who was actually a minister at one time.
Oh, hello. Yes, this is an expert. Nice. Yes. Yeah.
He says there are no originals. None.
Yeah, no, obviously that's what we're saying too.
So Chad is speculating about why they haven't done a video for 7 years, and they come out strongly against same-sex marriage later on in this video. Yeah, but take a look at how they're kind of like leaning into each other here. And
they're very odd.
It's healthy. It's all healthy. It's all healthy.
Yeah. just really quick.
I have a theory on that.
What?
Go.
Why those groups are so against same-sex couples?
Because they're all gay. They're all gay.
That is because they can't their whole structure of them is men loving men worshiping men. And if you do not control that, everybody's gonna end up fucking.
Well,
every guy's gonna end up fucking men.
It don't have to be that either. It can just be like spending time with the guys, And
but like that. But
well, a lot of them are. Is it homosexual? Well,
it's bromance. It's bromance. Anyways, really quick, I want to say something. Okay. Before we go. Okay, really quick. So everybody's talking about the original of the Old Testament, right? You know how much the New Testament is so beeped? Like, dude, all these people. they talk over each other. Sorry, that's my infusers. Okay, anyways, they like Jesus doesn't get things right from different parts of the New Testament with them, and it was written like 1,000 years, 800, 500 years after Jesus died, and like there's just who knows who wrote which part of the different parts of, you know, we don't know that the different people who wrote the
we don't know
Bibles,
who translated it the first time.
Well, exactly.
Because as soon as you make the first copy, if you've got enough errors in it, you can go off on all tangents from that point.
Well, and then again,
the first copiers are vital in the chain.
Supposedly Jesus didn't even know how to read Hebrew. He knew how to read Roman and Greek, and that's what he was translating. And so that's why he got things wrong in the Bible. There's actually proof that he didn't. Yeah, in Greek. Yeah. Well, also. Is it Roman, or I think that anyways, it doesn't matter.
Latin.
The scholars,
sure. Same.
Vulgate,
and so he didn't even know how to read Hebrew. So he got a bunch of Hebrew phrases wrong when somebody translated and said that he said that or whatever. Again, it's just like with the Quran. It was people 1,000 years or hundreds of years after he died that they made the
120, I think, something like that.
Okay.
For the Quran, yeah.
I did want to mention we got a shout out for. Sorry, my eyes are a little blurry with taking those pills tonight.
Ninjester.
There it is. Jester for $5. Way to drop the green, Jester. Men loving men. Did I zone out and we started talking about the Republicans?
Yeah, we're talking about Grindr and how they always make that.
And to be fair, the Democrats overwhelm it too. So they're all a bunch of dirty dogs that didn't tell their old ladies what they're really doing. But I noticed that as well. And, for that, you're going to get some of what we all really love. And I'm sure Simos just...
We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast.
Toast goes well with medication, doesn't it, Simos?
It does, yes. I'm going to be cooking soon. So I'm gonna have some toast on the side.
My wife's trying to get me to have some sausages. I'm like, man, they sound so good, but meat is one of the things that really. I'm doing a lot better with the fruit, so I'm cautious. But I wanted to say hey to everybody that I missed earlier, including Jester and Jester. You rock! Thanks for supporting the channel. A lot of it was written in Greek.
Well, the first complete Bible was written in Greek. It was translated in Alexandria by a group of 70 Hebrew scholars, I think.
Yeah.
We got Soundwave here. We got Jin here. Hello, Jin.
We need to give We Are DNA some sort of award or something for the funniest Bible version proposal.
I don't want to be rude. Hold on. Let me wipe my eyes here so I can see better. I'm sure Slim understands getting tattooed right on his eyes.
My eyelids are tattooed, yes.
Now, see, I'd been like Niagara Falls all over that tattoo artist. All right.
I only cried
there. That's better. I can see better now. And we want to say hey to Laborious Cretan again because that name is just great. Mighty Filbert here. Future of Earth is here. Doing pretty. The Dead Sea Scrolls have no new test. That's right. See, I'm digging the Harry Man comments. Welcome, Harry Man.
Yeah, me too. He's been accurate as far as I can tell.
Yeah. The Moondog of 5,000, 2,000. All hail Bigfoot, reverb twang. All right. we love to all hail Bigfoot. That's just so great. I just.
You rock, let's rock with the fire in our veins. Rock on to the skies, till the thunder and rain. All hail Bigfoot, the legend, the king. He walks among shadows, the wild spirits sing.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. I will always appreciate the all hails and the Bigfoots. We have thanks Soundwave. Make sure I didn't miss anybody else. Future of Earth, did I say hey? If I didn't say hey, hey. And okay, we're back to Ed's. All right. How y'all doing tonight? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, we got 7. I'm sorry, I can't read that one. It's FB2CO. So we got 7 here. And 300 years after Jesus. Yeah, well, everything is afterwards. That's the problem. We do love toast. We Are DNA is here. How you doing? And Dade Murphy is in the house. Hello, Dade. How you doing?
Dade, what's up?
Dade dropping the $5 super chat. Excuse me. According to King Solomon, Ecclesiastes, all is vanity. So how's that for nihilism? Here you go, Mike. Big words for you.
Big words for the big boy.
You want to take down nihilism, Mike? I know that what Dade Murphy is here for. We're gonna unleash the new one here.
Bigfoot storms. Yeah. Bigfoot storms. Through the dark, through the swamps, he says you rock, he says you roll. Bigfoot stomps on your soul. Bigfoot stomps on your soul.
Arguing with a nihilist is like pulling a cat's tail. You know that?
There
you don't want
go.
to do that.
That's our full layout on that one for the evening.
Yeah, just let them be.
Thanks a lot, Dade. You rock. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for keeping me entertained. I love the headbanging video earlier. That was a great one. If anybody hasn't seen, you want a little pickup, you can roll through Dade's. He's got a lot of shorts. Dancing, lip syncing and everything, and head banging and just all kind of cool stuff that I just rocks my world, especially when I need a little pick me up. Put on Dade Murphy, let it run through for a little while. How you doing, Dade? And what's still can't see. Floss Cal, how you doing? And back to We Are DNA. Hello, folks. Good seeing everybody. Doing well? Good, Jade. Well, I gave a rundown on everyone's health here. Only Brainless is doing good. Even Slim over there has got magnets all over his hands. So, we do appreciate it. And I got a good pick me up out of your videos this morning. That's a good way. Yeah, we do love toast.
Of the Word of God from Genesis to Revelation. And we can go back and still look at those. We still have those today. And it's important that we look at, what we have in front of us, the King James Version, the NIV version. There's a difference between a translation and a transmission.
Okay. Well, I'll agree with that. I mean, if you just transmit something, it can be the wrong thing. So the translation, everybody knows the movie, what is it, Lost in Translation or something like that? Yeah, some things don't translate well, put it that way. So either way, it's not a winning argument for your side because you didn't translate it well and you didn't transmit it from one person to another very well, either by poor writing or not being able to know how to write at all. Could they be accurate? Sure. Could they not be accurate? Sure. See, there's your problem. It's either way, both ways coming or going, you don't get a good argument out of that. So, yeah, there is a difference, though.
What they're saying is that the King James Version is directly from the mouth of God.
Right.
So, yeah, we need to trust it completely.
Yeah. Just like our friend. I'll play our friend here a little bit.
Did God know English? I don't think so.
We're gonna get it right from the man's. We got the Brad video queued up, so a little later on we'll play some Brad, and we'll remind you that God, yes, speaks in perfect English for the KJV to be perfect Old English, so that the KJV is transmissible. But is it the proper translation? Well, it's like the candy commercial. Was it the lick the Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop? The world may never know, right? So,
the original text that we still have copies of, we have a transmission of them now into the King James version. And all the other versions.
See, there
I knew they were going to be King James.
Yep, exactly what you said, Mike. They said, "Hey, I like this one, KGB." There you go.
Yeah, and all the other ones, he did include those just in case they don't conflict.
And if anybody's curious, punch in Bible versions under any of the Bible pages and actually look at how many versions there are of a book that should not have any versions other than different languages. I'm not talking about different languages. Each of the versions has its own languages. We don't just talk about versions.
And you know what the funniest thing is? You know which language has the most versions?
English.
Oh, yeah.
There are thousands of different sects of churches in the Americas, and if you look around the world, there's even a gazillion more.
What's the number? Like 30,000 different versions of Christianity?
At least, yeah. Wow. So why would there be that many different sects if the Bible gave us the right thingies of the mabobbers and we knew the right direction that God wanted us to go? Although he did say that he is going to sell us false prophets or give us false prophets, and he's going to put things in our way that are going to keep us. But whatever, because of that.
What are groups of people going to say about other groups of people? That's just a natural thing. Well, they ain't the right kind of people. They've been touched in the head. You can't trust them. They're animals.
Well,
that's what groups of people say about other groups of people, and these religious sects, that's what they say about each other.
Yeah. Well, that's
Robin,
with the Tower of Babel.
Right.
Yeah, like how many people think that Catholics aren't Christians in America?
Very many.
A lot of the evangelicals don't. Yeah.
And the irony is, of course, is that they left Europe in order to get away from the religious conflict between Catholics and Protestants.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we howdy to Robin stopping by the chat. Hello, Robin. Good to see you.
Hey, Robin.
Well, what's my favorite thing is the Quakers are the ones who came here kind of first, because England was like, you guys are fucking crazy. Get out of here. And they sent them over here. And it's so funny because Christians over here say it's a Christian nation. No, it's a Quaker nation. That's where it started.
Here you go. Here you go, Slim. It said, I have a lot of respect for Mennonites or the Amish, although they speak so much differently than us. It's funny how they can pick up dialects and just stick them in their frozen part of time with everything else. Yeah.
I quickly looked it up. The Center for Study of Global Christianity, apparently that's a thing, places the number at over 45,000 sects of Christianity.
Yeah, it's insane. If the Jebus, the God, or the Trinity, or whatever, Yahweh, all the other names, if they wanted it to actually be a thing, like, why did they make it so confuzzling? That's how we know it's not real.
If you want to take it literal, you can almost put church against church until there's only one left standing, Highlander style, to be following their religion
That's what God wants.
Not have apostates or whatever. And gee whiz, there's not going to be anybody left. It's what they don't understand. If any religion has their way, eventually they'll turn on themselves.
I was going to say
they have to be right. Yeah,
but that's what God wants.
Every group has to be right. Mm-hmm.
Do not think I came to bring peace on earth, but I came to bring a sword.
Want to cause strife? That's right.
When you watch some of these atheists against theists debates, all of them, each individual one of them, and even when we see the Trumpanites, the MAGAs that are being interviewed by normal people, I'm not even going to say other affiliation, they think they're the ones that are getting the Jeebus Bible right and nobody else is. It's very weird how they think that they're the ones that figured it out and nobody else did, or that they have the proper version of it for no reason.
Well, didn't the Catholics have the Bible first? No, I don't understand the whole not being a Christian thing, because isn't the church built on Peter's rock or whatever it is? It's all very biblical, right?
To some Christians, everybody that does not think exactly the same as them is not a Christian.
Yeah, but it's not that it's Catholics are like new to it, like Scientology or something like that. It's they've been around for a long time, right?
Yeah, but they stepped away from each other. Not on
the original
terms.
split with the Orthodox and the Church of Rome. But it's built on I built my church on the Rock of Peter or something like that goes, right? I could be wrong.
So the Catholics said, comparatively to Christians, the Catholics said, there's too many people that need to get things fixed from their prayers, that we need to have these other deities around, other saints, so that they can fix gout, they can fix bowel movements and other things. So that's where they spread it across to other deities, and not just the Jeebus and the God and the Trinity. So that's the weird place. I don't understand why they started adding things in, which would be more like paganism.
We got a question. Why is the King James Bible so far spread? It's the worst possible version to hold on to. There are many intentionally mistranslated sections in it designed for crowd control. I always found it very hard to read, too.
That's the reason why. Because it gives people the most the most freedom to hate others.
Well, and again, like I said, so that he could divorce his wife, kill her, and then marry another woman or something like that. Like that was like part of it. It
was almost like they want to do that, especially in trap you in Sunday school for 15 minutes trying to pronounce somebody's name with no vowels in it. And then the next word is John. And it's like, really?
So my prediction is that if they ever pull off Christian nationalism in this country, there's going to be a civil war every Sunday.
That's the thing. No matter, and it doesn't matter who, whether it's Christians or Muslims or whoever it is, it doesn't matter, because absolute power corrupts absolutely. I don't care if it is a nice religion. One of the things James and I have talked about a lot is we don't talk about the indigenous people, for instance, with their smaller religions, because they're not bothering anybody. The church, meanwhile, or any large organization, is trying to influence our laws and affect other people, okay?
So we got to go after them.
So we go after them. We don't go after these. But if one of these small religions got big enough, money's going to start moving around, power's going to start moving around, you're going to have internal struggles that they're initially may take it out on the others, local governments, however they can get their way. But eventually, they will infight each other. It doesn't matter who. And it doesn't matter if it's a small religion now, next year or whatever, it might not be so small. So you might be, chuckle, look at that's the new Dowie or whatever he is, self-appointed. Nobody else has stepped up, so I'm going to do it. Good for you. Now next year he might have 1 million followers. Right now he's only got like 30,000. You think, yeah, but $30,000, man. If they're all giving you $100, right? So, and then they're the ones at the top of the group when pyramids, everybody knows the pyramid schemes. So the guy at the top is always making all the money. Slim ain't getting shit.
Yeah.
So this is just it's not too far off from doing all that when this is the book you're going to read. And whoever said between 30,000 and 60,000 different denominations get a hold of all these different versions of these books, we got a lot of problems.
Just put that
scroll back down. Go ahead.
Could you just put that question back up again? I'd just like to answer it seriously.
I already scrolled down.
Okay. So the reason it's so far widely spread, of course, is because the King James is English, and English is a widespread language around the world due to the empire.
Oh.
So that's kind of the reason. Early missionaries, Protestant missionaries.
For a while,
it's also one of the earliest churches as well in Europe. Christian
for a
churches.
while, it was the only version really available in English for everybody.
Well, there was two. There's two previous versions in English. One in the 13th century, and one in the 16th century. But
also,
let me just.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, mate. Otherwise, I forget. And then also, it's very expensive. It was very, very expensive to make because they hired like 20 scholars, all of which spoke Greek and Hebrew and Latin. And so the translation isn't a literal translation. It's a theological translation. So you're right on that count. But I don't think that should be any malice should be attested to it just for that reason. The English language was still quite new, and there are many sections in it which are, phrases which became commonplace in English to almost encourage English to be spoken more widely and to literate the masses. So it was a very important book at the time, and it's still an important book because of how the scholarship worked on it. As I say, that one of the scholars left a book behind of showing how he did the translation, and although it's not literal, it's an intent. So he's translated the words straight from Hebrew, and then given the intent in English. And I think that is a very long-lasting thing because it's a narrative. It's more of a narrative than the literal translation, which is a bit stodgy and a bit. What's the word I'm looking for? Ambiguous, because it's a literal translation from Hebrew or the Vulgate, right? So, whereas this particular one, as I say, it's done by a committee of scholars. I guess like most things a committee do, it's a bit mediocre, but nonetheless, I think it appeals to people because of its narrative. Anyway,
Scott, go ahead, Scott.
I was going to comment too. In modern day, the real appeal of a King James Bible is a lack of a copyright. You can put it online for free. You can put it in your stuff for free. You don't have to worry about the copyrights being held by New Revised Standard or NIV or any number of groups. Also, I was kind of doing a real quick review. King James is really just an update of the Bishop's Bible, which is kind of the 1538 version of the English Bible, and maybe a little bit later. But then it didn't really update or translate anything from the Greek. It just messed with the English, I think.
That's what I was trying to say earlier. Thank you for saying the Bishop's Bible. Okay, keep going.
But anyway, that's pretty much all I had to say, and I do apologize for talking over you, Simos.
Oh, that's all right. I tried to let everybody get in. Anybody else have something to say?
Nah, let's crack on.
Yeah,
crack on then.
It's not a translation. They took the same words in Hebrew and Greek and made them what the American version of that word is. Now,
yeah, that's kind of how translations work.
I think it went through more hands than that. I think it didn't go translate from those two to American.
That's why they're different words, right? And you got to learn the language, or it's just gibberish to you, right? Boy, these guys are just geniuses. It's the hat. The hat's too tight, man.
You can see that his dad, his grandpa, his cousin, his lover is not happy with the way he's talking. Look at that! Look at that expression on homie's face on the right.
They do like to look at each other. He likes to look over, and the son likes to look down. I'm surprised he's looking up.
Sometimes, there can be, a word might, like your example earlier, you said believe, in the original Greek, what was the word?
Yeah, the pistios.
Yeah, pistios, which actually means to put your trust in.
Right.
Which is a little bit different than believe, but it puts the same point across. But what didn't happen is in Genesis 1, when it says, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth, and it's the same, that doesn't mean in the beginning God actually didn't create the heavens and the earth. Right. We were just a big bang or whatever. So
that was very losing, Junior.
Can I share
that doesn't mean it means what it means, what it means that I wrote down. That's supposed to be literal, but and these guys are literalists. So
words have meanings for a reason.
I thought so. Are you sure, Brainless? I mean, come on.
Well, it's also sometimes people say, yeah, this actually means it's the same as like stupid example. A lot of flat earthers say level and flat are the same thing, but that's not true. If they were the same thing, we would use the same word for it.
That's what we're trying to figure out there, Dade. What Dade say about who are these guys? Yeah, they look like a father and son team. They run some kind of web podcast and stuff. This is a few years. Yeah, it's a few years old, so they might have had a lover's quarrel. So we're just making fun of them because they're picking on atheists, that everything's atheist. Atheists don't follow good science, and atheists are trying to get rid of the Bible and the versions of the Bible and God and everything else. And it's like, I don't care if you worship your God. Hello, Tori. I don't care if you worship your God as long as you aren't bothering anybody. But, just the science denial and then everything. And then when it comes around, they both got a Bible sitting in front of them, and they would probably lose a Bible quiz with most of the people here. So, that's what really bugs me, is that people that carry around a book, have it open in front of them, don't know anything about it. And Filbert dropping the green. Filbert for $10 says, it's because when some fundamentalists see the words authorized version, they think that means authorized by God. By the way, Happy New Year. I'm digging the show. Thanks, Mighty Filbert. And Mighty Filbert, you get a song for dropping the green. So we'll play the new one for you, okay? Hope you enjoy. Bigfoot stomps. Yeah. Bigfoot stomps. Through the dark, through the swamps, he says you rock, he says you roll. Bigfoot stomps on your soul. Bigfoot stomps on your soul. So close on that. I almost got that lip sync, and that was just messing around, Scott. So, I mean, if you hang in there and do enough tries, some days you have to wait for your freebies to regenerate,
Yeah.
Then just stick with it, and when you get things that are close, plug those back in, and then that's the best way I found.
I used up a lot of freebies on this one app, deleting mistakes.
Yep.
And then I got it. I almost got it the way I wanted it. It said, "Oh, I'm sorry, you're out of free ones for the day."
You just wait till the next day. If you just take your time, and if you want to go cheap, and I'm not picking on you for it. I'm just saying, if anybody wants to go cheap with the freebies, you are timed out on like 5 or 10 or whatever it is a day. So just try and get your direction going. plug that back in, and you might have to wait a couple of days worth to get your trials through. So one of the reasons I paid for the service was because they gave me a bunch of extra tries, because I've got a lot of goofs and they spell things wrong on my thumbnails and stuff like that. Or you look really close and they've got too many fingers or an extra leg growing out of somewhere. You got to watch these things. Now, sometimes they're funny, but when you're trying not to be funny and just have a thumbnail, it's kind of a pain. And hey, Bree, how you doing? Starting and ending Saturday together. I like it. Enjoyed the show, Bree? Who else do we got stopping through? Got a bunch of people been in here.
Hey, Bree. Nice to see you. Much love.
Yeah, Bree. It's always good to see Bree. She didn't get too exhausted from her day, that means, or she had a good nap, one or the other. Hey, man, you folks with the hard ones. Now I know how people feel about mine. Peg methane. Peg methane is, I like the name. The Bible's a Rorschach test. How could you interpret the verses? Tells us everything we know about who you are. That's why I've often said that books are personal, right? There are book clubs over books that aren't religious texts. And people discuss about, well, it tugged at their emotion this way, it pulled on their emotion that way. It could have completely different meaning. But did they enjoy reading the book? To me, books are more personal than, and that's why there's so many denominations with Christianity and other religions too, is that people couldn't agree on what the book said. Did it mean to do this or did it mean to do that? Well, it could have meant any of them,
The book has its own internal problems and inconsistencies, things that are difficult to interpret, things that are just contradictory, and then you bring your culture and just the time frame you're into that whole mess, where you're making assumptions about a culture that you really don't have historical access to, and that's just going to cause rifts and problems because you're assuming you're able to interpret it consistently because God wants you to get it right,
And Tilting Windmill is dropping a thing for Bree. Make sure you check out in the description too for Bree. If you need a new T-shirt with a Bigfoot or something on it related, I don't know what it could possibly be, but if you're going to get the T-shirt from Bree, all right? And you'll find her channel info in the description, as well as people on the panel. I think I've got everybody that's on the panel. Matter of fact, I think I got Slim and everybody on there. So,
nice.
Check out the description. Go to everybody's and subscribe around. Help Mike out. He's getting closer to 1,000, and I'm nipping at his heels now. So, you can help me out too. Hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe. You can join the channel for the cheapest price available. You get extras like most channel memberships do at the 99-cent level, and it doesn't come any cheaper, folks. So if you'd like to join in the emoji fund, getting in on member streams and all that kind of good stuff, you get to see stuff early. All the perks I can give out, you'll get for 99 cents. And the best of all is you get to use the emojis I haven't seen enough of them in the chat, but just like everybody that has them should be using more of them, and put some spirit away and some answers in atheism and some Bigfoot tracks and all that good stuff in the chat. There we go. Let's farm dropping the foots. And we got Oceanus here joining us as well. Hello, everybody. I seen Dade Murphy's also got a great merch too. So check out Dade Murphy and his merch. You got a wrench? Yeah, you got a wrench. Always feel free to drop your links, Dade. Bree, you're always free to drop your links too, girl. That's what they're there for. We're a friendly bunch. We don't have much problems. We give out wrenches so people can give out their links, and by all means do. And don't be afraid to use those emojis as well, because Dave likes all the fun stuff. We're here to have fun, so that's why we're never going to get through this video. Right, Mike? Okay.
Yeah.
But here, we're going to try.
Let's crack on.
We're going to try. We're going to try.
Hey, can I share my screen real quick? They mentioned this Greek word thing, and I just wanted to kind of show what they're doing with the language to.
Yeah, hang on. I got to take this down.
Okay. Can it be bigger?
Yeah.
Okay. What they're concentrating on is a Greek word called pisteo, which is like the second line there. If you look at the word, it's a common Greek word done in the Koine Greek, which is common street level Greek. In the Septuagint, which is a Greek translation of the Hebrew Bible, it just means to trust and rely on. That's pretty much the word. But then the New Testament starts to apply it to itself, to its own religion, where you believe and trust and entrust oneself to usually Christ or the church or whatever. And then as the church fathers started to have more and more control of the intellectual life of the church, they really specifically meant it's your beliefs about church teaching. And then that root word pistis or pisto or P-I-S-T, same thing happened. It was just kind of a general word for faithful. If you put an A, which negates the word apistis, it meant unfaithful, unbeliever, non-Christian heretic. So what they're doing is just trying to adopt the Greek word and make it their own. You have to look at the era that the text was written in, as well as the standard dictionary version. In other words, pistis and pisteo meant something a little bit different in the BCE era than it did during the New Testament era when it was being put together. And then the church fathers and then the medieval, Greek Orthodox or Roman Catholic scholars made it mean something more. So these words are always evolving. So just because they're throwing around a Greek word doesn't mean they have the concept right. You have to study the context of the text that you're reading, and then understand, well, from what era, are we drawing all these thoughts? Because that has a lot to do with it. That's just all I wanted to say. Be careful of religious people bearing Greek words. That comes up a lot with people that use eras of things and stuff, is that they aren't with the times, right? You're lost in time. And I say, just an example is,
common
statement that there is no God.
Yeah.
Validated over time.
Okay. Well, can we hit pause? Put this here. Okay. Thank you very much. Made me screw it up. Good thing I didn't get very far into the video. Well, no, that's brought up a lot, is what era something was written in, what, era the people painted a certain way, did sculpture a certain way, wore clothes a certain way. All fall into helping to date things, because you could say it's this date, but that doesn't align with somebody's writing or hairstyles or makeups or whatever they had for the times. So there is an important thing, and I think people are left out of. We don't exactly know. Well, two things is that a story to me is more personal, and it can mean different things. And that's, my argument for why there's so many beliefs and denominations and sects and cults and everything else on down the line. But also is the idea of how you're reading it in what day and age. So you could just be outdated reading it, not necessarily wrong, but maybe a little bit wrong. Like I say, Fonzie was always cool. Well, maybe in 1,000 years, after bad things happen, you find a book, and this book talks about somebody being cool all the time. And they're like, it must have been a lot cooler in the past, right? Because you don't have any reference for how these words are being used. And that's why these, I don't know if Kip Davis or any of those guys like that went to school know certain ages don't match. So you can say an ancient text isn't actually of that time, even though it's been dated that. So then they have to go looking for other corroboration to get the times because it's not written or drawn or, whatever version out of date. So that's a very important thing, Scott. And thank you for bringing it up. More people should know that just because you're reading for yourself even doesn't mean you're reading it the right way, right? I'll see if I can find where I was
Many
at.
times that older versions or older copies
with morals and beliefs and
sorry, can I just say something here?
We're just gonna
I'm sorry,
pick
can
a
I just
spot.
say something here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to just say to Scott there, yeah, that's a fallacy called presentism. Just for the fruitcake.
Okay.
Thank you
Presentism.
for adding to the fruitcake.
I think, since it's already most of the way, we're gonna skip along to the video here. I watched it, so let me skip a little bit and intrigue Mike a little bit, eh?
Yeah, you should skip to like 24 or something. But
24?
anyway, I want to thank Jake Hell for subbing to my channel. You're the only one. These other losers haven't done it yet. So
come on, we got to get Mike up there. We got to get him over 1,000, man. We're gonna do these shows until he has 1,000. So if you don't want to watch the show anymore, the best way you can do is get over Mike having 1,000. Then maybe we'll take the week off. And tons of mice. It's good seeing you, man. How you doing?
Hey, Tons.
Always with the good comments. Appreciate you a lot. Praise the Fonz. That's right. Local hero, right? Hey.
I think it was real bad the way you used the word cool.
Yeah. He wasn't a really good tough guy with that fair face and everything.
I mean it in the Michael Jackson sense of the word.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Mike says about 24. Let's see what's come up here. 24.
Water with gills, it's getting oxygen, but then the moment that it leaves the water, it needs lungs to breathe.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
they're talking about lungs.
yeah, so half fish, half other animal, half ape, half human.
He wants a crocoduck.
the moment it leaves the water, it needs lungs to breathe.
It can't breathe. Oh man, and they've never heard of a thing called a lung fish. Go ahead, Brad. Brainless.
Yeah, like it's not like there is something like a frog that already lives most of its life in the water.
My turtle used to wonder if the turtle was even around because it'd been underwater so long, and then here it comes popping its nose up for a minute, and after a few, it boom, popped its head back down. There he goes. You would never even know he existed if the wasn't clear to the bottom or something. Yeah,
there's a fish, and he just decides to one day, oh hell, I'm gonna walk up there and land, and it's like, oh no, I need lungs now.
Yeah,
like evolution's gonna give me lungs.
The lungfish spends more time in the mud than in the water, right?
Yeah.
So it's a true lung fish. It's a fish. It doesn't have a lot of the capabilities to be on land other than flop around, but it's breathing air, and it's a clear transition of coming up out of the water. I mean, I don't know how you can see it any other way. Sure, a dummy day.
When you have ponds, lakes, and streams that go away, you have things that try to make sure they don't die. And so that's eventually where you will get these cross species. And that's how we got out of the water, is there was either pressure to stay more on land, and or there were these times where there was less water and you had to figure out a way to survive, and that's evolution.
Just digging, and they survived and the others didn't. And not to mention, I mean, flopping can't have no reason at all. Flopping is a way to get around and chase off your enemies and all those things. They're also beneficial if the water's drying up. So just something simple as flopping around helped you survive to the next day when it rained or whatever. That was good enough, They always think it has to be these big changes, and Mike knows this. We've argued it how many times on his channel and stuff, that they want these big channels or big changes in one birth, and you don't need that. All you need is to be able to flop to the left, right? and end up wet again. That's all you need to do. It's small, itty bitty little things like that.
So this video came out 2018. Neil Subin hosted a documentary called Your Inner Fish in 2014. Excellent documentary. Explained all about like how Tiktaalik was discovered, and then went on to talk about all the various mechanisms of evolution for different other forms of life. And this guy obviously didn't watch it. And that's the one thing about all of these fundamentalists and creationists is they don't know crap, and they don't avail themselves of the easy to understand material that's out there, such as Your Inner Fish. And I'm sure there's other documentaries I'm just not thinking of that.
Well, there's many forms of learning things too. Yeah. And it's just, that's what always bugs me is like, man, it's just like the wealth of information that we have at our fingertips, and people seem more disinterested than ever. And it seems like, you could find somebody in the old medieval days in a straw house or something that would have more interest in learning this stuff. I was more like that kid where, wow, and I want to learn stuff, even if it's not right. It's getting the brain working and learning stuff and feeling like, wow, I really learned something today. It seems there's no drive for that. People don't care, and when you bring these things up, they don't care. A lot of the things go into not caring, and nowadays your phone, your appliances, everything is becoming smart, right? And the people just are not keeping up.
Yeah. It's more like a bush of life. And every time I say that, I remember my first girlfriend in the 70s.
Such days.
Those were the days.
And you knew who you were then.
Bush of
girls
life.
were girls and men were men. Anyway, now I'm gonna want to watch All in the Family. Where was we at?
I think we're gonna hit
forgot
play.
where we're at.
What timestamp are you on, Dave? What timestamp are you on?
Oh, that's where we are. We were going for 24, weren't we? Okay.
Yeah, do you know what your timestamp
I've
is
seen
now?
the skeletons of like an ape with a big jaw or a human with a big head.
It's
and
the
like
same
that's
one.
The ticket.
Come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light.
Right after this,
because their deeds were evil. For everyone practicing evil hates the light and does not come to the light, lest his deeds be exposed.
Pretty close.
Well, I think that's an important part of
now.
the whole discussion that we're having here, is that, if someone can be lulled to sleep, so to speak, or have the belief or lack thereof in a creator and a plan of salvation that the Bible walks us clearly through, and
not so clearly.
Unrefutable evidence.
No, I
just say that.
I need some pushback there.
Is it works or is it faith? We don't know. We don't know.
And I just mentioned earlier, it's a difficult read. So either way you look, and the contradictions and
full immersive, or just the head, or just a splash.
Right.
We don't know.
Right. You don't know.
Clearly, we don't know.
And the guy across the street will knock you off for thinking otherwise. So.
Yeah. He's coming up to science class here pretty soon. That's what I want to.
Oh, well, I'm going to hit 24 right now.
That, we have a creator by the creation itself. Letting
there you go, buddy.
And I think that's an effective
Get that finger going.
Like I said,
push that button.
Can lead people down a direction of, well, if there is a God, I'll just worry about that and answer to him later and explain if there's a God and a judgment day. I'll be able to plead my case at that point that my science class told me that we kind of came from monkeys, who came from frogs, who came from fish, who came from a big bang.
Yeah.
Only if your science class was in Georgia.
So like,
it's quite a leap, isn't it?
What they're saying here is when you get to the pearly gates, they're going to give you a fucking science test. And if you say evolution did it, they're going to throw you into hell. So, I mean, that's what he's saying here. And it's like, what? Are you?
Yeah, but Mike, but it's in the name, evolution.
Evolution, yeah.
It's in the name.
Yeah, you got to answer right when you get
Can't
to the
be
pearly gates because
can't be any
Jesus,
clearer than that.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
And you went from a big bang to a fish too.
And like my favorite saying, Mike, which I actually did on one of your shows, nucleotides come in, nucleotides go out. You can't explain
that.
I can't explain that. I can't explain it.
What'd you say, Scott?
What he said before. Notice he was reading that thing about, their hearts being darkened and all they loved was darkness and evil and all that ad hominem, other rising, crap. In other words, he's just passing on, whether he thinks he is or not, just talking down about the others to make your group tighter and your group to seem like you're the in the right.
It's a power grab, it's how they keep you under thumb is that, I have the cure type thing or something.
It's not true either. I have to have the lights on because I usually video.
Is that the part you want then, Mike, right here?
Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah. This next whole section is just precious. So,
okay.
I think. I don't know.
We'll play this then to roll it. What is 7?
Science
it's only
class
7. It's
told
only 7
me
o'clock.
that we kind of came from monkeys.
Yeah, it also means Ed's
frogs. Who came from
Ed's starting
dead.
his show, so later on you can go and catch up with Ed and play it twice speed or split your screen, and watch Ed, but don't leave and go watch Ed. Not yet, because we're not done. But Ed has a good show. He does one 4 or 5 times a week, right? So
I have 8 loyal viewers on my channel giving me views, and I want to thank them.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
Fortunately, because when you at the judgment seat of Christ and the Word, he doesn't sit on a throne of mercy anymore; sits on a throne of justice.
Yeah, right. Okay, that's it, right? So, like Jesus, while you're alive, Jesus can, well, if you get that evolution thing wrong, Jesus is going to kind of forgive you. But when you get up to the pearly gates, Jesus is going to turn all judgy. He's going to be like a whole different animal, man.
And that's all confusing too, because I thought saved was saved. I thought, right this way, Mr. Murray, you're saved,
you can
right?
fuck up. You can fuck up when you get to the pearly gates because Jesus is going to be all judgy up there. And if you answer the wrong science question, you fucked.
Yeah, that was another thing I always got confused. I thought you just, if you believe in Jesus and the story of Jesus, basically, you're saved and you go to heaven. So what do you need to be judged for? What part of heaven you go to? And that's where it comes to that one preacher I was listening to with 7 levels of heaven or whatever it is. I guess it's to counteract the 7 levels of hell. I don't know.
Well, when I was
but it's like, how do you go to levels of heaven?
Yeah, no.
When I was a missionary Baptist and a Southern Baptist, they would teach that, well, you're saved and you're secure in that. You're always going to be saved. Nothing you can do can separate you from God's love, and you'll never lose your salvation. But if you sin as a Christian, then you won't get as many rewards as you possibly could in heaven. So it's like there's this reward system that I've never really found in the New Testament that has something to do with crowns or like one of those little wreaths made of olive leaves that they would put on people's heads, laurel wreaths or something like that. And it just is totally made up idea about levels of reward in heaven for being good. And
you don't get to take your cats and dogs if you're mediocre.
Yeah.
If you want an apartment with cat that allows pets, then you got to be really good.
I'm thinking one more apple off all those fruit trees, because that seems to be all that's in heaven is fruit trees and streets of gold.
No, but like
fruits.
Lots of fiber.
You can't take your cats. You can't take your cats. Like, come on, like the most evil thing are single cat women, right?
Yeah. Cats can be evil too. Yeah.
Like no, but apparently
picking on you, Mike.
Apparently to Trump, that's the most evil kind of person. If you're a single woman and,
I don't know.
and
Then
you've
you
got
ran
cats.
into these
cat
two.
person, yeah.
No,
I'm a cat
is
person,
that is
so-
a big division from different pastors. Is how do they answer that question? How they feel about it? It's a tough one because again, is it heaven to you if it's not heaven to somebody else? Maybe it is heaven having that cat itched under its chin for all eternity, right? I mean,
I just found out what they do with all the foreskins.
Yeah, the mice play with them on a string.
No, they're currency in heaven. Foreskins.
Their currency.
He lives. Yeah, their currency in heaven.
Oh,
That's why they want all the foreskins.
Everybody knows that the currency in heaven is foreskins. If you're a good skin boy, you make more foreskins than the other guy. Mystery of the universe is solved.
Now we know what they do with the foreskins after circumcision.
Yes, yeah. That's
but
what they do. They use
why the fuck would I need to go to heaven?
for foreskins.
I don't know.
Get them here.
Robin, we got a job. We got a job opportunity for you, Robin.
What do they have?
Better watch what you step into.
I'm not American, so I'm still complete.
Yeah.
So
I like jalapeno flavored foreskin.
Deviation, standard deviation says, so the model is really an investor. That's right.
I think it's pronounced mole.
Should have started the word a little differently, huh? That's TRUMP, right? That's molester. We used to watch Chester the Molester. Chester the Molester was in one of the magazines back in the day. That's what it was. Chester the Molester.
Just
adult cartoons. Anyway, back to these guys in the good part with a red cup. Mike just likes a red cup.
Is it a red Qualia cup?
It must be.
Red kitty Qualia cup.
We got to see the other
right,
side.
Scott. Get it right.
So back to evolution.
Oh no!
I just want to take things to a little different place right now, just to discuss for a second. We talked about this a little bit earlier, but generally a atheist or an agnostic does not believe in moral absolutes. A Christian does.
Let me just straighten some out. An atheist has nothing to do with only one question and one question only. Do you believe in God? And an atheist says no. Now, whatever reason may vary. Okay, that's adding to it. What color is the grass in your front yard or the flowers out back? It doesn't really matter because it's adding to what was asked to begin with. So the original question, without anything added to it, is, do you believe in God? It's a yes or a no question.
Nope.
And I'm not talking about people that go to church. The church is full of hypocrites. We know
Hypocrite
that.
is
The
not an
Bible tells
atheist.
us that. I'm talking about someone who has repented.
Wait, the Bible tells you the church is full of hypocrites? Really?
Well, a hypocrite can be good or bad, too. I mean, you can lead by example, or you don't have to lead by example, but still have a good example to lead by.
Okay.
So being a hypocrite is not necessarily a bad thing. It's like a guy like your doctor walk around puffing on a pipe like mine did for so many years. Well, guess what he croaked over from, You're up. Arm looks blah, 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 affected there. Gee, I mean, was he given the best advice? Probably, without realizing that smoking was as bad as it really is. So it's hard to, hypocrite's another one of those words where you can use it harshly or loosely. You know what I mean?
Well, it doesn't matter for them because A, it's not a virtue, or it's not one of the opposite of virtues. I can't remember the name of them, the 7 deadly sins. And secondly, Jesus died anyway for your sins. So even if it is, doesn't matter because they believe
it's mostly paid for, right? I don't know how to say that name.
I think that's why.
Fernie Allen J.
Fernie, a.k.a. DJ Cool.
Oh, a.k.a. DJ. Okay. Cool. Thank you very much. Cool name. I like the name.
Q.
It's a bit much to figure out on spot, but we did it. The boomer here has got it all figured out. So take that.
Turned away from sin and has committed their life to Jesus Christ. Okay. They have moral absolutes, right from wrong.
No, they
this
don't.
This is always wrong.
Yeah, whatever.
This is always right. There is no, we pass a law that
Yeah, we pass laws in comparison to the Bible is the Bible changes the laws and what laws you have to follow, just like our laws get changed and what laws you have to follow.
It's always absolutely moral to treat your slave well.
Uh-huh.
All right, absolutely moral.
And it doesn't it doesn't correct itself. That's the problem.
Yeah, thou shalt not kill. Despite the fact that hundreds of Christians have killed lots of Muslims.
Right. Yeah. And under so-and-so or whatever, things were real crappy. But this year is centuries later. No, it doesn't say that. It doesn't evolve out. Even Jesus didn't come along and say, Mr. Nice Guy, slaves, follow your masters. Render unto Caesars. He's supposedly such a trouble and such a troublemaker and a rebel. But at other times, he's a big pushover, and he tells people, just walk around like a bunch of sheep and just wait for the next coming, which they'd go up on a hill every day. It just never came.
Yeah, but
sorry,
you read it wrong.
I'm waiting for the next coming.
We'll get there, Mike. We'll get there. We're getting there now.
I'm always waiting.
Next interruption is Mike's. Next interruption is Mike's. Okay.
But it's actually it's wrong to kill someone unless God says you should.
Yeah.
If killing someone is bad, then why does God tell someone to kill that child?
For the same reason he does anything, Brainless. It's all on a whim. That's the problem with the Bible. It's
a mystery. It's a mystery.
Yeah.
It's all part of his plan.
The divine plan. Yeah, with such wisdom, isn't it?
But that's also now. But that's a test. Isn't God all knowing? If he's all knowing, why does he have to test you?
Yeah, you're either well or you're sick, right? It comes down to that old joke, and it applies to God too.
No, but if I know,
it decides.
If he knows for certain what you're gonna do, why does he have to test you?
Yeah, that's why I say the more questions you ask at Bible study or at anything, anybody that claims to have read the Bible like these two that have them laid out in front of them, they're going to go stumbling around, and it's because the Bible's not written that way. It's not written for absolutes. It's just not. It's God feels a certain way, or is a certain God, or doesn't like certain towns, really likes other towns, whatever the excuse might be. It's like reading from a lot of different authors. And that's why when they say it's cohesive, it's not only cohesive, they just put it together to make it seem cohesive. But a lot of it is not. It doesn't make any sense going together. Like you said, Brainless. On one page it says love each other, hug each other, give each other clothes and food and all this stuff, and yay. And on another page it says, I don't like the way those people piled of rocks over there. Take out the whole town, don't leave none remaining, right? And you're like, it just doesn't seem like it's the same person. And then they try to reconcile that, well, Jesus isn't exactly the same as God, but on another page it's trying to convince you that, well, Jesus is part of the Holy Ghost and the God and the triune that isn't in the Bible either. And then you get 30 to 60,000 denominations that can't agree. Did I leave anything out of that?
Covered.
Abortion is legal, and now it's okay because a law passed it. It's not okay because
it's a moral decision.
The Bible talks about how.
Hey guy, let me tell you what. If you don't want your wife to have one, then she can decide to not have one. See how that works?
Let's get to the Latin part.
Okay.
How valuable life is. We're made in the image of God. And, killing a fetus, which fetus is just Latin for small child.
Stop.
There you go.
Stop. Okay, no, it ain't. Fetus is Latin for fertile and bringing forth. So it doesn't say anything about a small child. So fetus is basically fertile ground that will bring forth a small child after 8 or 9 months. Anyway.
Yeah, you got Larry the tapeworm.
He just pulls this shit out of his ass, and he just, oh my God,
you got Larry the tapeworm over there on your channel. Hello, Larry.
Yeah, and he's correct. That's etymological fallacy. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Although, strictly, it's probably not, because he got the etymology wrong.
He got it wrong. Yeah, he didn't even look it up.
It's worse than that. It's worse than that.
We got Luke on the Fermi. What was it? I still need the boomer. Fernie, aka DJ Cool, is Q, sir. All right, so we got that figured out too. We always figuring out things with Saturday Night at the Atheist. And if you didn't catch me, Robin, hello, Robin. How you doing? And a lot of us were talking, but I just tried to get him in there. Always good to see you, Robin. Robin and I go way back.
Hey,
we've met in person. I've actually met the Robin in person. It seems like forever ago now, don't it? It was a hot day.
Robin, I feel for you that you met this cunt in real life.
Yeah, no, I was a sweaty mess too when they met me in. Well, no, we were all cool the night before, weren't we? We were at what was his name? Jim's house. If I got the name wrong, I'm sorry, but they were a great couple, hosting everybody and sharing stuff, and that was really cool. So, and they had a really cool house once we all found it okay, and nobody got wiped out. And yeah, Mike's here. Say hey, Mike.
Hello. Who's asking? Hi, Robin.
I believe Robin. Robin said, "Is Mike here?"
I'm
and there's Top Dog. We were asking for you, Top Dog. Scott. Top Dog. Maybe you two get together. Scott's working on a song about fruitcakes and different levels of fruitcakes or something like that. And he's looking for some advice. And he used up his freebies trying stuff out. He's trying to make a music video. And we get together with him on that if you got the time, because Scott got it right. Well,
and fetus is also the same word. I think is at the root of fertile, which means that it can bring forth a child. It doesn't say that it is a child, so that's why we just dump them.
Okay.
Just kill those fetuses.
And we've got from the Duke, we've got some to examine too. We have got a picture to look at. Hold on.
A picture.
And like with the fetus, like I would also not think that they would call it a child, as like back in those days, if something went wrong and like a fetus would come out, they would not recognize it as a child.
Not a child, but it's in God's image, so that's what God looks like, is a fetus. Have you seen one of those little suckers? They're pretty ugly.
Here we got.
I mean, quite often they didn't acknowledge.
Oh my God! Here we go. Fruitcake of fallacies. Nice.
He's got a for the fallacies. If anybody's interested, sorry.
Yeah, quite often in those days they didn't even acknowledge that it was a child until it was well past like one or two. Because
and even then they died like flies.
Infant mortality was huge. Yeah.
Top Dog. He's at which Top Dog. You'll be forever immortalized about that. Anyway, Scott was looking to do a song, and he's got Thumbnail, and he's also got, where's his thing at? And he's got the document.
The lyrics.
Got some lyrics.
Lurks.
And looking for the style to put it together, right, Mike or Scott?
Yeah,
stop that one.
Just to basically show the music and the picture there of the fruitcake, and maybe have the lyrics scroll by.
Yeah, so if anybody could help Scott put that together, Scott's just he's been working hard on it, but he's only got his, so many trials a day. And here we go. Yeah, we've got lyrics here. He's already got some lyrics wrote and everything. So it's just a matter of, something to put it together with the right style that he likes or something. So maybe Top Dog, you could take a look. You know how to get a hold of Scott. Just put some on Facebook. I can always send it to him, whatever.
Yeah, just maybe a how-to, just step 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And then the free, and let me emphasize free. I don't want to spend any money on it right now. I basically can't. So of how it gets put together. Yeah. I've been playing with Suno and another one called Murica, M-U-R-E-K-A, Murica.
Murica.
It sounds almost like that, but I like the version or the music that Suno came up with, but I'm out of credits for today because of all my mistakes that I had to delete.
You also might want to get a sound recorder, because for some of those things you can still record the sound and not pay them to use the service if you do an end around, and just use a recorder that can leave the words out or the music out if you choose, and just keep one of them. So you just have to, because they'll sell it to you as a finished product, but you can listen to it. So if you have a good sound recorder, you can always record the thing for free. Just saying. So some things you can outthink.
Yeah, and also I do happen to know that Stop the Stupidity is pretty handy with Suno.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
There you go. And any of you folks out there
that can really awesome songs.
Help Scott out. I know Stephanie and other ones do mixes too. So if anybody hears this, at Scott Duke, what do you need me to do? He wants to basically put stuff together in a what do you call it, a genre that he likes or whatever. He's got the lyrics, and he's got the thumbnail, and he just wants to scroll the verses, scroll the words,
scroll the lyrics,
against
the background of the fruitcake of fallacies meme that you showed.
Against the photograph, yeah, and then
play the song with the right genre. You know what I mean? Yeah,
so
right. Yeah, kind of remember way back.
You want like rock 70s. Or blues or something?
Yeah, jazzy is always preferable, but something like, remember back in the 70s on Happy Days, since we've already mentioned the Fonz, what were the friends' name? There was Richie, and then who were the two friends? Potsy
and
Ron, maybe?
Who?
No.
Ron?
Oh, that was Gary. By Ensign Williams. That guy. Maybe that was Potsy.
Potsy, yeah. Potsy.
Yeah, and then Ralph. And then Ralph.
Ralph.
Yeah, well, Potsy, in order to pass his chemistry test, came up with a song, I think, about the periodic table. And there was like an episode where he hops around singing that song. So I thought, well, what a great way to teach logical fallacies than with the Fruitcake of Fallacies song. Okay. It doesn't teach all of them, but it teaches quite a few of the formal fallacies. So that's what it came. That's what ChatGPT came up with after I fed up the fallacies to use, and then just to put it to a nice song and scroll the song by the, and that would be a great thing to play every once in a while.
And Scott, we have to premiere that on my channel on a short. That would be good. My son, my son said he would actually watch my channel if I kept my videos down under 3 minutes.
3?
Yeah, if you can.
Okay, it's a 3-minute song. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Scott, did you give him your email or?
Sure.
Give Top put it on, and he can always get a hold of me or through Facebook or something too if he can't get a hold of you. But yeah, if there's something, just something to put it together and with some different samples, so you could kind of pick through them.
Actually,
I think it's pretty much what you need, right?
Top Dog, do you have an email address I could email you, and that way I could go longer than just
do that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, if you've got an email, Top Dog, and you are the top dog on this. Anybody that can help will be appreciated. You can also get a hold of me, or and I can always get a hold of Scott, or you can get a hold of Mike, who's got a direct access to Scott. Either way, we're just trying to give Scott a hand with his music video.
Scott, you don't have Top Dog's email?
There you go in the chat, Mike or Scott.
I probably do, but I just didn't want to go searching for it because I'm lazy.
Oh.
No, he's got it up there in the chat. Scott Duke.
I have captured it. Thank you, Top Dog.
Top Dog. Okay, got her. All right, we're all set. Back to the shoe.
Someone who is, just basically they have their DNA, they have everything they're going to be. What color hair, what color eyes, what kind of personality is already there, and that life is taken away from them. Well, why? We'll do an episode on abortion.
So.
Well, not first of all, it's a personal moral choice. Another thing is, some just make it as a medical choice, and another thing is that why are there so many spontaneous abortions if they're not natural? I mean, sperm and the egg came together, and according to folks he listens to, like Ken Ham and etc., when the sperm and the egg come together, that's it. God's already put everything together. So why is God taking out so many? This is spontaneous ones are a big question mark too. So
because God likes killing babies.
Well, either way though, but it's a not an argument for it, right? It's God's deciding who to live or die if you believe the God thing, right? Again, they don't have a good argument. That's the problem. They just say, well, it's bad. Well, why does God take out so many? Well, whatever God does is good. Well, like Sam Harris says, you're playing tennis without the net, right?
30 to 50% of fertilized eggs die before anybody knows that there was a fertilized egg. So
God is a half screw up, or natural
he kills
selection.
About half of them himself.
Yeah.
With his bad DNA.
That's what they've got is all bad arguments, and they sit there and nod at each other over these bad arguments.
But when it comes to this new shit with Dennis Noble and Michael Levin and a bunch of other people, they're who are claiming that it's not in the DNA. So, but this guy is saying these Christians contradict themselves all the time on this. Everything is in the DNA until Dennis Noble starts shooting his mouth off. And it's like, PhD scientists said it's not in the DNA. It's like, get it. Yeah. They speak out of both sides of the face, or whatever.
That's the problem with religions in general. You can find an answer to or an answer against, whatever you want. Should I, like Brainless was pointing out, and Scott and everybody else? Well, it depends what day. You read through the Bible. And depends what day. If they're having a good day or a bad day, it shows in the writing.
And the other thing I'd like to note about that is if everything's in the DNA is a physical thing. And then from that little one egg, we get an entire human being. No God needed. It's all natural processes.
Well, I think we need this better explained to us. And I can't think of anybody that would better explain this to us than Mr. Headphone Check. So if you've got a headphone, check your headphone, and we'll see what Brad has to say about this.
No such thing as an atheist. You guys do not exist. Hey, Answers in Atheism. And that desktop idiot, and that desktop idiot, and that desktop idiot, you're full. See here, dead fly. millions and billions of years ago, in a galaxy far, far away, nothing exploded. Dead fly. You call me crazy. Pain of thy destruction. Wait a minute, am I reading the right thing? And you know what, atheist? Right. And you know what, atheist? Right. And you know what, atheist? Right. Oh, you atheist, especially that one desktop idiot. Self-theist, and of thy destruction. Wait a minute, am I reading the right thing?
You're not reading the right thing. That's the problem.
On you. That's why I say, hey, have a great time. Hey, there are answers in atheism or atheist, whatever you were. Oh, you atheist, especially that one desktop idiot. And you know what? They're atheists. You're right. Unless the Lord Jesus Christ saves you, you are going to go to hell and burn forever. That's going to be it for this little video.
That's enough.
Oh, fuck, he is.
Oh, that was a lot.
So fucking stupid. Oh, and
yeah.
Hey, Drizilla.
He's great. We'll put you up there. There we go. There he is. That's when he's got his shaved head look, and he's got the long hair look where everything's hanging, and he's had like every hairstyle within a couple of years. It's really weird. Kind of his thing, I guess. Anyway, I had the itch to play it, and Brad knows everything that these guys don't know about the KHV. And according to Bread of Life, I'm good with Jesus and I don't need God. So what's the point of me going, right? I was another one of the many failures
probably
to convert me.
Or the week after.
And Brett had to admit, well, maybe you just don't need God.
Hang on. Scott, can you mute up for us?
I am so sorry. I forgot I had that thing.
That's all right.
Scott's displaying his displaying. People like Rebecca told me that, well, maybe I just don't need God. That's like, well, if I'm good with God, I'm good with Jesus, and I agree pretty much with a lot of the things that Jesus said, not everything, but a lot of the things. Feeding people's a good thing. Healing people's a good thing. I don't agree with all the ways he did it by magic and everything, but good ideals. I mean, visit people in prisons and all these things. You watch some of these prison shows and you can see it in their eyes. Even these hardcore people would like a visit now and then. You know what I mean? It's just, it makes their year possibly,
a good example of that is Johnny Cash.
Mm-hmm.
With when he did a show in Folsom Prison. His producer said, like, "Oh, your fans are good Christian people, so we're not gonna put our time in those criminals." And he said, if they're good Christians, then they would want that.
Yeah, didn't he have a standing rule where they had to have a prison in the town or within the certain geographical circle of the town before he would play there, because he would do so many free shows and everything? It meant a lot to have those shows, yeah. And I'm not dismissing in any way, but people are there doing their time. They should be able to do their time, right? And insulating them from the outside world, I don't think is really doing your time. So now, again, if they haven't earned it, they've been troublemakers, well, that's how things go in jail, right? But
probably more conversions in jail than
sure
in most parishes, shall we say?
Yeah, they have active clergy there that go all the time, converting people and passing out books, and sure.
Well, it's good for the parole, isn't it? You get early release if you become a Christian.
Well, it can be good for morale and stuff too. You have something to do, you have something to read. A lot of these folks, sadly, even in this day and age, have trouble reading. So, a lot of positive aspects that could be replaced with things other than religion. I just want to point that out. But the realist in me sees that there are goods to having, well-behaved prisoners that want to be well-adjusted to society, that want to do their prayers on the up and up. Well, knock yourself out. I'd much rather have a well-behaved person that's a religious person. You can always work on religion another day. It's the same thing I tell about AA or any of those kind of organizations that have a religious slant to getting people off drugs or alcohol. Hey, knock yourselves out. We'll worry about the religion another day. These other things you can't deal with another day. So kind of prioritize them and realize that you're not going to change the world overnight, but you can get somebody to quit drinking or quit going to jail, whatever their problem is. More power to you. What am I going to do? Argue against it? There's ain't no way. If they was stuck with my brother a little harder, you might still be around. It's tough losing your little brother. I know a lot of people have terrible stories too about people losing people, and it shouldn't be that way. So let's leave the young folks alone. All right, let us get some gray hairs and share this wisdom with you. Okay.
Soon.
So, anyways, back to the moral absolutes.
No.
As a Christian, we don't believe that's right. Homosexual marriage, we don't believe that's right. I don't care if it doesn't matter if the law passes.
Well, according to one of Bart Ehrman's videos, they had a guy on there that said all those things are mostly about assaulting children. They're not about rape at all. And they're actually good verses that have been, again, corrupted so much that people look at them as bad verses. And then Sodom and Gomorrah is brought up a lot. And if you actually read what the Bible says, it says God was mad because the people had abundance but did not share with the needy. It didn't say he was mad about gay people. These things are just used against people that don't want to look at themselves in the mirror. These people had plenty, and they did not help the poor and needy. That was the problem. That was the sin that was so outrageous against God. But that means you got to point the finger at yourself at some point, right? So, let's turn on this minority group and blame them for everything. And they did. So, depends on how you read those verses. To me, and the way the guy was reading them in Greek and everything, it said a lot about young people and people or the person that is behind somebody as dominant or submissive or something meant a lot more than the actual homosexuality. So this is just how you're reading it and what your mindset is going in, I guess. And if it's that you don't like gay people, you already don't like it, and reading that verse just reinforced it. And if it's don't want to assault children, well, go in with that mindset. Seems like a much better mindset, especially for all the people in the church, hint, hint, poke, poke, that don't seem to take the age thing into consideration like they should.
That or not, the Bible tells us that it's wrong, and that marriage is between a man and a woman. All sexual relations should be between a man.
No, it never says that either. There's no rules for marriage, never a proposed marriage. He just said, you woman, you will be my wife and you will make babies. And she said, okay. That's it. There's no marriage in there. There's no presiding. There's no ceremony. There's no, do you take this woman for good or for bad, or paper signing or anything. There was just the only two people in the Garden of Eden, and so they made babies. It wasn't a marriage, and it wasn't asked, and in all those things. It has nothing to do with the marriage whatsoever.
But like, how many women in the Bible were asked if they wanted to.
Right. Yeah, for a long time, everything was arranged or whatever they call it, right? You just didn't have any choice in the matter. You just went on, and there's your husband, and then off you go. Make babies, like you said. No,
sadly,
it doesn't have that.
That's still the case.
Well, I don't know what other books say. I can't speak for other books, but I know for a fact, I've looked and looked and looked. The Bible mentions marriage very little, and it doesn't say anything about a ceremony or asking or any of those things. There's nothing about marriage that matches anything secular except maybe the documentation. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it doesn't really matter. It's wide open. You can still have an arranged marriage today. You get to the right age, you can go get your certificate and get married, right? There's just not a problem with it. So, no on the marriage, no on the gay thing, except in maybe one condition, and that's the man not being behind the other man or something. So no, you've got a very what I like to say, not nice view of the Bible already.
A woman under the covenant of marriage. And
that's another one. No adultery. I mean, how many men are married and remarried? No, things happen.
No.
How many people are divorced and remarried?
That's
things
no
happen.
Adultery for a woman. Man can do what he wants.
Yeah. Well, of course, in many cases, women and children are property in many cases too. So they try to reconcile that. Oh no, men and women are created equally. And it's like, well, it depends what, like Mike said, when he quit reading the Bibles, when they had 2 Genesis accounts, it's like, where'd everything come from? This way or that way, right? Can't be both. Yep. But they'll try to reconcile them.
The idea that atheists or agnostics can have any morals, I would challenge that in this way. I would say, well...
Yeah, right back at you. You want to pull out, there's a website that does almost a daily, I think, report on somebody that's either a church pastor, preacher, rabbi, imam, bus driver, camp counselor, that are waving the Bible around and blinding you to everything else they're doing. So, no, how do they have any morals and go to church every day? Not being afraid of the lightning bolt, like my grandma used to say. You know, how can you sit in church? Yeah, I just watched the Denzel Washington number 3. What's the movies he did? Equalizer number 3, and the guy was just about to go on a spree or whatever it was, and he stopped at the church and he was giving prayers first. Now, how does the mafioso or whatever he was, the mob leader, bad guy leader, stopping in at church on the way to go do these horrible things? That's just the mindset they have, right? Well, if you go to church, you can do these things. You can get away with all this stuff. But it just doesn't seem right watching it, that here's the guy sitting in church. What's he praying for? That he slaughters them all real quick? I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? But it just becomes so much of the culture that, I don't know, you can separate them somehow. It's really weird. But number 3 was kind of weak. I'll give my quick review. 1 and 2 were a lot better.
I agree, but I'm glad I saw it. Just to complete the trilogy.
Yeah. I appreciated the tone down of it, where he just wanted to live there or whatever, but it didn't seem to have enough action in it for me. But the parts that did, though, were pretty cool. I mean, putting everybody down at the beginning, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but there was some good parts, and we dispatched those guys in the alley pretty quick. But it could have been a little more action. But if it was a wind down, I can understand it. So watch it, but I think you'll like the other ones better if you're a fan.
What's wrong with, rape? something horrible. What's wrong with rape?
Well, it depends on what time of history. Some points in history, it was pretty natural to do. You just grabbed a female and you made babies. There was also, though, ways that humans rejected, and what Mike was talking about, the reason that half of fertilized eggs are gone is that in case you got nabbed by somebody from another tribe or something. As we became civilized, like any civilized animal or species or whatever you call it, would become monogamous. And that's why a lot of these animals that have been around a long time have developed monogamous relationships or hierarchy relationships that are best for the group. Mike, this is right up your alley.
Yeah, I got to get out of here, but I want to. He's gonna talk. They're gonna come up with all these horrible things now, and they're gonna say, "Oh, well, why is that not okay?" And if he doesn't fucking know, then he isn't somebody that should be out of prison. I mean, he should be locked up. But at some point, they're gonna mention that everyone has a conscience, and it's like bingo. But they think the conscience comes from God. It's like, okay, everybody has a conscience. Where does it come from?
You're a liar, though, Mike. So you're just saying you don't have one. And
right. Like, what's wrong with, like, at some point, I don't know if you guys are going to get to it, but he says one thing he said that confused me. He said, you watch porn and you know it's wrong, but then if you watch porn thousands of times, then you start thinking it's okay. And it sounds like he's talking from personal experience. But it's just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You got to wonder, right?
Like, first time I felt guilty.
What's wrong about watching porn?
I don't know.
I love the idea. I love the idea that he hasn't even listened to Christian apologists to know that when they say absolute morality, they're talking about a transcendent foundation. They're talking about a transcendent foundation for morality, not that it's not written on everybody's heart like it says in the Bible. They clearly don't understand. They clearly don't understand.
We don't
anyway,
have much,
guys,
we don't have much to go.
My Apple Watch just set off, my Apple Watch alarm just went off, and it said that it says I'm full up on creationists today.
So we only got about 10 minutes, so it's no big deal.
Yeah,
don't forget, check the description below for Answers in Atheism and for Simos Funk as well.
Thank you very much.
You get Simos all feeling well again, and he should be doing his coverage in season, and he's got another show as well as when he's over here, and he's on a lot of other channels. I'll be looking around and, hey, what do you know? There's Simos. So,
I pop up from time to time.
When he's feeling up to it, you can catch a lot of Simos. So make sure you hit all the ones in the description: Answers in Atheism, Simos Funk, and Brainless. You can often find hanging out with Slim, hanging out with Commander, and hanging out here and there on the gaming streams. You never know where you're going to spot Brainless. There's another one. Looking around, hey, there's Brainless. Hey, come on in, Ray. So, I popped down a few times, played games with him, and over with Slim. And Slim dropped off. Thanks for being here, Slim. You're always welcome here. If I don't send you a link, just ask for one. I'll send you a link either way. I can't send them to everybody, but I try to pass them around, make sure everybody knows, make sure these fellers know when the show is going to be and what it's going to be about. I've been trying to get it out a little quicker. To be honest, that's why I was asking for pills from the doctor. I was just dragging butt. And, when you're dragging butt, you don't feel like doing anything, much less making a show up or anything, So, being, sick is one thing, but, not having anything of modern medicine to help you up off your rear end. I mean, come on. I know you got something, so we're going to try something. Pick me up off my butt.
Thanks very much, everybody. It's a pleasure to see you all. Hopefully I'll be here next week. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Yep.
Take care, dude.
We thank Simos for being here. And thank goodness he is still here with us, dealing with his lung problem. Hope it gets over real quick.
Yeah.
And yeah, we do hope he's
better, and he sounds strong.
Yeah, he sounds much better. And he'll be. We'll know if we see him around. The more you see of him, the better he feels, right? Because he's no shortage of things to say, and he's pretty wise on things to say. And what? Hey, we got like 5 minutes. We'll give these guys one more shot, and then we'll call it an evening, okay?
Sounds good.
Let's go to the very end here, and we'll give them the finals here, see what they have to say.
Sin. But we're not saying that the Bible's telling us it's impossible to sin, but that it's possible not to sin.
Yeah.
There's a difference there. I think a lot of times people, you can't stop that, or we're all just sinners and we can't do this, and we're never going to be able to quit doing that because of this. Well, the Bible really says otherwise. And, where your mind's at, where your heart's at, where you're focused at in your life will determine what you do. So, again, we're not saying it's impossible to sin, but that it's possible not to sin.
Yeah. So I hope that, we shed some light.
Paul, I think, would disagree with him mightily.
I would too, and the whole book. And I mean, you do sinful things, but you can be forgiven for things if you bring certain things and give them to the temple or the priest. But in the New Testament, pretty much the only way to be forgiven is through grace, and you already have grace, but you're not forgiven because you're still sinning. So
Right.
Jesus went to the cross to pay the price, but it didn't really pay the price because you're still sinning. And then they're talking earlier about having to go to the judgment throne after you've already been saved or not saved. And I thought saved was saved. But like Scott was saying, you don't get certain goodies in heaven if you're not saved a certain way. And it's like, geez, this is getting confusing.
That's from a tradition that teaches eternal security, or what is called by people who are in other groups, once saved, always saved. But yeah, anyway, there's so many different viewpoints. And this guy makes such a weak argument about it's possible not to sin. Well, if nobody's ever not sinned except for Jesus, then it's not possible not to sin. It's just silly.
And also, like, if everybody stops sinning, then Jesus died for nothing.
Jesus died for nothing.
Also,
because he didn't take away sin, he just gave you a card. And again, I'm still imagining the line to get into heaven is the one line that you don't get into heaven, and the other line says just go ahead. And then it brings up the question of why even have a line in the first place. If you're just saved, once saved, always saved, you just march right into heaven when you die, right? There's no throne or any of this stuff, or the what do they keep a scroll on everybody, and there's no need for any of that. If, like what Brainless was saying, you've got predestiny and God's already figured out everything right up to the gates. So there's no point in having a judge or jury or anything if you've already been saved or not saved. And if you're saved, you get in. If you're not saved, I don't know what you're even doing in line. Get out of here or go to the hot place downstairs, right? So where do they get all this stuff from? Scott, do you understand where the reward all comes from? It more seems like you're all... It's unnecessary to have these trials, right?
There are places in the I think in the New Testament where it says, "Great will be your reward in heaven," and something about laying your crowns at Jesus' feet, and so on and so forth. And that gets kind of blown into essentially speculation and fantasy about a system of rewards. Now, what this guy says about possible not to sin, I want to point out too, there is a small number of a subset of evangelical Christians, or Pentecostal Christians, I think, that are called second dosers, who believe that you can get a second filling of the Holy Spirit somewhere along the lines in your life where you reach a state of sinless perfection. But
sorry, but I got giggity. Yeah, you can get a second dose.
Yeah, that's.
Yo, Drusilla, want to try?
Oh, believe that, but well, I don't think they're the ones that are saying that in general. It's possible not to sin. I think this guy, that's his way of trying to hold people responsible when the Bible says no, you can't not sin.
Yeah.
Oh, holy hell, tilting windmill! It's the truth.
Well, it's like absolution, right? Well, God's not going to forgive you, but maybe if I talk to him with a bag of gold in my hand, God might have a different attitude about what you've done in the past, and you can still be king or whatever and stuff. Just got to have a bag full of gold or whatever they used at the time.
Apparently, you can buy your place in heaven,
right?
Like I've heard in the past that the Catholic Church sold salvation.
Sure.
And
God just needs enough money.
Wasn't that long ago that there was a guy that was selling plots of land in heaven?
Oh. There's a guy
that is like the best thing you could have done. Like fucking hell.
There's folks who see selling all kind of garbage, and the one guy had a camera and he took pictures in heaven, but he didn't have the pictures because he accidentally erased them or something. I'm like, take his phone away. If you go to heaven and you take pictures and then you lose the pictures, you don't deserve to have that phone. Am I right? Can I get a ramen?
Yeah. Ramen.
Yeah. Well, my title for this video was, for these guys is a couple dum-dums. It was Atheists or Liars. The full video is in the description. It's mostly a lot of what we did cover. I didn't, we joke about it a lot. We rarely get through a video. And the point here is to have a good time for a little while. Everybody say hi to everybody. Like I was doing at the beginning there, but half hour I was rolling through just saying hi to everybody. Scott, get up.
That we were just chatting.
We were just chatting, Scott, don't forget, you get with Top Dog there, and I'm sure you guys get some. There's other people out there.
I've already sent him an email with lyrics and two attachments.
See, we will get these things accomplished, and we get. Hey, John, how you doing? Just like anything, Simos want to do something on his guitar or something too with you. So we hope Simos gets some pep in his step and everything goes well at the doctor for him and they clear him out good so you guys can maybe do a little jam on here. That would be really neat too.
Ooh.
That's right. Get the jam out. Drusilla, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. The oppression, was it restless? Resist oppression. Okay, resist depression. I like that. Step right up, step right up. Heaven is giving away a free hot tub with every soul. Hey, that sounds good to me. Thanks everybody for stopping by tonight. The Atheist 5K over at Mike's stream. Appreciate you. Tilting Windmill is always dropping links. Thank you very much, Tilting Windmill. Got more links from Tilting Windmill for Slim. A lot of the folks are in this. I think everybody that was here tonight's one way or another is linked in the description. You can also help out Brainless or Ember and with her GoFundMe and why do I want to keep saying Ember? I'm saying the wrong names in order. Let's try this again. Yeah, you can help out Ember, and you can also go to Bree's channel, HiveSci, who also has a merch channel. You get your Bigfoot t-shirt or other cryptid t-shirts, as well as I think she has support stuff, rainbow type things. I don't have a complete list, but I know one of them is a Bigfoot shirt, and that's what caught my eye. So I have a Bigfoot shirt, and Punk just got his shirt, was showing it off. So yeah, you're gonna get a T-shirt anyways. You should get it from Bray. Yeah, the whole video is in the description. Everybody's links are in the description, as well as my other channel. And I got up early this morning. I put most of the stuff together, so I'm hopefully just another read through or two away, and I'll have a Grassman out. So for you that have been anxiously awaiting the Grassman that's been postponed, I want to get this one wrapped up, and I think there's one or two others in Ohio, and I will have completed the Ohio cryptids. So that's my goal, to get done first. So hopefully that'll be coming out soon. All those links are in the description. Larry the Tapeworm, how you doing? Skeptic, good to see you. Big John, good to see you. Drewzilla, good to see you. Deviant, Standard Deviation, good to see you. And everybody else has been through here tonight. A lot of people. Jacqueline, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for the spirit away. Definitely, I feel it working well. Everybody get some spirit away. Yeah, don't forget to drop those emojis. And if you want to get on the emoji fun and you don't have those fun emojis, first of all, make sure you got membership gifting on, because sometimes people gift memberships and people don't get them. And if you go to the join button, this is without a credit card or anything. You're not doing anything. You're not joining or anything else. You can, but you're not doing that. If you ain't got it like that, that's cool. I understand. But click on the free membership gifting, because when somebody gives out the free memberships, you just might get one. And that's by hitting the 3 little dots in the join box that drops out. So hit the join under the picture. Make sure you got free gifting membership, whatever the wording is, clicked on, because the default is they mess with you and not everybody has it on. And we did this for, we got Mike on. No, I can't see you guys. Not unless I go in and look on the memberships. If I go through the memberships, I can see it though. But yeah, make sure they're turned on, even if you get free ones. And it tells me all kind of statistics. I mean, YouTube has it down. I mean, everything you could want to know about everything and demographics and stuff. It's pretty accessible for anybody that has a channel. As far as anybody else, yeah, only I am turned on for looking at stuff. So it's only possible for me to see stuff. What else was I saying? Oh yeah. So, yeah, you can have the emojis, rock around with plenty of people that should be dropping emojis. We've got Spirit Away, we've got Answers and Toast, we've got plenty of Bigfoots, we've got the hand that, where's my, we're going to go through them. We haven't gone through them lately. We got the Mothman. All right, they're in the chat here. We've got the Ark, Magic Zoo Boat. We've got Bigfoot throwing a heart out at everybody. We've got a Yeti, and a Yeti goes out to everybody. That's our snow and ice and cold friend. We've got the Bigfoots. One goes each way. They're different emojis. Sorry, I couldn't put them together. They look too small and they look goofy. They weren't Bigfoots. We've got a Dogman, because the best interview I've had was with Missing Mod Stuff, and she did an awesome job on the interview. And I want to thank you for a great interview about the Dogman. And we've got Jesus, Alien Jesus. Hold on a second. Well, I don't know how to back up. Okay, well, we've got Jesuses on Bigfoots, that alien Jesuses. So there we go. I hit it one too many times, but that's okay. That's Bigfoot Jesus with alien antennae. And no, why is it doing doubles? Am I clicking it too hard? Maybe I fix my clicker.
Might be.
But we've got Mr. Spock hands. Live long and prosper. There we go. I did a little quicker that time. We've got the alien giving the peace sign, because we should have peace in the universe. You know, I'm a hippie, peace and love and all that stuff. We've got a ghost. It also goes out to Spooky. We often have Spooky roll through and spook everybody, so we had to have a Spooky. And we've got the Luska, which I think if there was a sea monster, and maybe if I wanted to be a sea monster, or one of those kind of questions, it would be the Luska, which is half great white and half squid. I think it's pretty badass. I mean, I got to tell you, that's one badass sea creature. And then, of course, to roll things out, we have answers in atheism. Like we did tonight, we looked up, we dug deep, we found the answers, and you got them too. So we fulfilled our mission and put some answers from atheism on some toast. And for those that want to just sit there and give a spray in the air, you've got Spirit Away. So if you've got a funny feeling, reach for that bottle, give it a little spritz, and you're happening. And give a whole bunch of those. And that's how you can join in on the emoji fund. So become a member, 99 cents if you've got it like that. If you don't, if you're giving it to somebody else more worthy, whatever, that's cool. I do the same thing. All right. But they're there for you to enjoy if you wish to enjoy them. So hope they all came through. Scott's already dropping some answers in atheism on toast. We got Brainless dropping the Magic Zoo Boat. We got plenty of Magic Zoo Boat. People love the Magic Zoo Boat and answers in atheism on toast. Spirit Away. Spray them all away. There we go. Okay, the emojis are working. Wouldn't the plural of Jesus be Jesus-I? You know, I've never thought about that. I thought it was like Jesus, just one of those Jesus. So
Jesus.
Yeah, I guess how silly I want him to sound. Dogman, what's that? Oh, you haven't seen my Dogman video? You have to check out my Dogman video.
Oh, yeah, I gave her a different explanation, but
okay.
I like that one.
But there is Dogman from Michigan all the way overseas. You have Dogmen in England. I heard from people that have seen the Dogman. So. Yeah. If you haven't heard of the Dogman, check it out. You just might have a Dogman out the back window. And snap a picture for me, because I didn't get a picture. Yeah, all right, great.
Or if you get on your knees, then I'll beat up and have them.
Ooh, there we go. And we wanted to thank again Fred over in Australia for the super chat. Geez, what could this bunch of old farts know about anything? Well, we paid attention at least somewhat in science class, and Mike is quite the self-taught genius. Scott and Simos have certainly got around a lot, and they have a lot of life experience to share with us. Simos, as you can see, is magnetic and has things moving around, and the world needs all these people. So. Glad to have you around. We had the super chat from Jester. Appreciate Jester. We had a super chat from Dade. Dade's supporting the channel, and we appreciate it very much. We had the Mighty Filbert giving a great Happy New Year out to everybody and a great super chat. And we want to thank you very much for all of you supporting the channel. And before we go, bye-bye, guys. I don't see we're liars. I see that you didn't pay attention in science or theology classes, and you got to quit listening to these crazy people that you're listening to. Yeah. And get your own religion straight, because you're not helping me out any when you can't even answer questions yourself. We're going to drop that out.
Guns.
Yeah, we'll drop ours. There we go. Drop ourselves up in there. All right. Anything going on in your lives or on YouTubes or anything you want to share before we call it a night, guys?
No, I think I'm going to watch Deconstruction Zone and let Dustin destroy some Bible believers.
Yes.
That was. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go off to bed. Probably a live stream that I would like to watch again. Like, gotta get back into the rhythm because Monday we're gonna go back to that. Oh, yeah, I gotta share this quickly because I just see this on my page. Ember is live, so
okay.
That's
is that with Mark?
That's something you guys can do if you're still up.
Is he doing the show? Mark Reed. Is he on his channel, or are they both doing the simulcast?
Zone, or are you talking about Ember and Mark? They're on Ember's channel, I think. Usually they react or evaluate debates.
Does God exist?
Yeah. I just wondered whose turn it was, whether it was Mark's turn or Ember's turn. Because I know they go back and forth. But either way, look for Ember, great friend of the channel. And again, check the description. Ember is in the description, as well as everybody else, and as well as me. And the video we looked at, which it wasn't very good. They do have other ones. They're not very nice when it comes to gay marriage. Gay marriage. So I didn't cover that one. I try to avoid those people, but the way he was calling us out as liars, and as we pointed out at the beginning, lying has to have an intent, or you're not really a liar. I mean, you can stretch the word out to mean whatever you want, but for a hardcore literalists, you want to call us or whatever, you calling somebody a liar is really something. It carries some weight, right? So you better have something that carries some weight, like calling someone a liar, some weight. And if they're just ignorant of something, even if they're repeating it their entire life and they didn't make any effort to correct themselves or what, it doesn't make them a liar. It only makes you a liar when you're intentionally deceiving somebody. And that's the way I take the description or definition literally, is that you have to literally be out to deceive someone. Like a grifter that knows he's not selling anything in that snake oil bottle, but he's telling you with his straight face that for $5 it's going to cure you, right? So, that's intentionally doing something with intent behind it, whatever past, present, or whatever form of the verb or word or anything you want to use. It's serious to call someone a liar, and you better back it up. Otherwise, you have to give them the benefit of doubt that they're just misinformed. And especially with creationists, we've learned a lot of people were just misinformed, and we can't hold that against them, because once they found out the truth, many of them have came out against creationism. So go ahead, Brainless.
Yeah, also on my page, I scrolled down and it's from a Dutch news channel, so I guess it's legit. Apparently your government kidnapped Maduro.
Yeah, apparently they nabbed him and the first lady as justification for an invasion, that he's enemy of the people or something, and they're bringing him back here,
and the
probably to New York to be put on trial.
Yeah, he's basically being charged with being a narco-terrorist and some other charge, but they went in and the military grabbed his wife and him, and they've been brought to New York, and federal marshals or FBI.
And this is the same group that just went in somewhere else too, right? The Army Rangers or something like that. They're a special force of go in, grab somebody, and get somebody out, right?
Yeah. There is suspicion that they were in cahoots with maybe a political rival of Maduro because there was very little opposition, very little, what you would expect when a country is trying to defend its sovereignty. So they're thinking that, of course, being corrupt, Trump colluded with other members of that government. Yeah, they're probably using a lot of the skills that they used during the Cold War to destabilize South American countries.
Yeah, and if some Resist Oppression was talking about a story, I believe. Somebody in the chat was Resist Oppression. Yeah, if you have anything you want to talk about, you can always go to I've got the posting for the whole group. Anybody, whatever it is, open posting or something. You can post something, or you can get a hold of me at allhailbigfoot@gmail.com. We'll have you on, scheduling permitting, and my health ain't what it used to be, but hopefully it will be pretty soon. And we can always set some up to tell your story. And if you've got pictures or anything like that, casts or whatever, let me know. That would be really neat. Always open to that kind of stuff. That's what we had Stephanie on, where she shared, and I think it was very fair with her. And I think so that anybody that would come on and share, that I would be fair and give them a fair shake, because that's why I'm having them on. So always feel free to contact me, as well as anybody else. If you've got a bump in the night, if you saw Grandma in a rocking chair after Grandma's been gone for a long time, if you've seen some strange beastie in your yard, if you've got a photo of something, anything like that, let me know. I'm really interested. It doesn't have to be with cryptids. It can be anything, otherworldly things. It doesn't matter. I do have the Grassman Chronicles, where I primarily do the cryptid stuff, so people know where to go for cryptids. However, my cryptids also include like aliens and ghosts and gods, a lot of things you can't prove. And I also, my channel, which is this channel that we run Saturday Night at the Atheist on, is a skeptics channel. And my name is Captive Desk, which is an anagram for Skeptic Dave. So if you didn't know, my channel is a Skeptic Dave, but I'm not a skeptic and I'm not a Dave, listed as Captive Desk. That way it keeps everybody's head scratching, and we don't get a lot of problems with people that think they know better and everything, because we're just having a good time. And if you're not here having a good time, you're in the wrong place.
Yeah, you're just a desktop idiot.
I'm just a desktop idiot.
Desktop idiot.
If I want to do a serious takedown on some, I've made videos. Even Scott's got into it a little bit with videos. I don't know about Brainless, but I know Scott just had enough of a few things there and made a video. So if you want to know our real opinions about stuff, we usually have videos. When we're doing these kind of things, we're clowning around. We're a lot of these arguments that we've heard so often, we can read them back to you, and we just shake our heads because they're not new answers. They're not even good answers, and they're not convincing any of us. And calling us names isn't convincing us. So maybe it ought to try a new approach, just maybe. And that's why I kid around with No God's Loud in the background, and Jesus is on toast, and answers in atheism over here. I got to go this way. Answers in atheism over here. Yep. Have lots of shows. Go through their archives. And Scott, if you don't know, Scott is co-host with Mike over at Answers in Atheism on most of his videos. Go ahead, Scott.
I was just going to say one thing about the guys that we looked at today. They defined atheism as you believe God does not exist, which is the subtle difference is with my sense of atheism. My atheism is I don't believe God exists, but you cannot say that I believe gods do not exist, because I hold open the possibility. It's just that the Christian arguments, the Muslim arguments, And although I've never really had anybody seriously argue for a pantheon of gods with me, I've just not seen any convincing evidence that those gods do exist. So that they even failed to make and I think around 2018, there were plenty of people making that distinction, but they didn't listen to those. They didn't take that into account. So that's just one thing to take away as well, is they were kind of strawmanning what atheism is to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And with that, Scott, do you, Mike, have anything planned this week, or?
I don't think so. I think we plan on having something planned, but not right now.
Not right now. And okay, and I already said, but Brainless, tell everybody where you're usually around.
Yeah, Deep State Annex or Slim Cyborg. That's where I'm.
Links are in the description.
Yeah. So yeah.
And Simos Simos as well, when he's feeling up to it, we'll do the formula reviews and whatnot, and we look forward to that. And we know Simos is going to pull through because he's one tough guy. So all our best go out to him. And I had a real good chemo yesterday. I'm hoping for a good report in a couple of weeks. So that's where I'm at. But tonight I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, time for another pill, and so I'll be probably full of it this weekend. But you take advantage where you can. At least feel good, right? The worst part of being sick is not feeling good. So modern medicine ought to make you at least feel a little better, and I really appreciate that, really do. And for all those people out there dealing with things this year, hang in there, man. It's another year. And Happy New Year to everybody. Hope everybody watching. Hope everybody dropped in. And there was a lot of people here tonight. I would say hellos to everybody, but there's just too many. Hello, everybody. I appreciate you stopping through. Hope you have a good New Year as well. And, you can celebrate or not celebrate, but it's the new year. So try to have a good one. Try to have a safe one, have a healthy one, all that good stuff. Goes out to all of you, all yours, all your families and everything. And may the world know peace, even if Orange Man has to stomp on some people. Maybe the world will get some peace out of it. Try to, I can't stand him, but, if there is some peace.
Toby chokes.
Maybe they'll do the wrong thing and end up being the right thing for a change. So that would be nice, wouldn't it? And with that, I think we're going to call it an evening, gentlemen. Thanks for hanging with me to the end.
All right, Dave. Thanks for another
Mike
great
and Scott.
Evening.
I found some other dum-dums too talking about stuff, so maybe we'll visit them next week. And have a good chuckle at them. And again, this is not personal. This is, you are saying things that easily found out to be on a Google search are wrong. Please correct them. And if heaven is so great, why aren't you guys selling that instead of picking apart science? I'd really like to know.
7 years ago, maybe, just maybe, at least one of them has become an atheist since then.
Yeah.
It's possible.
We'd like to hear from you too. And we don't bite. You are welcome to get a hold of any of us, Answers in Atheism, or over here at the Captive Desk, and come on, and we're not shy. We'll talk civilly about anything. If we're not going to be civil, then there's no point, and that's why we're just laughing and mocking, because so far only a few people have come on and had a civil discussion with us, and we appreciate them very much, and they are out there. But don't say things about us like we're all liars when a lot of y'all don't even come on and talk to us, at least not civilly. The point being, civilly. We are adults here. If you aren't one, I don't think you're really supposed to be on YouTube anyways. So
can I quickly use the mic for a second?
Yeah.
Good night, Drusilla. I like teasing Drusilla.
All right, Drusilla, good night. And with that, we're going to play the outro music. And gentlemen, I'm going to say good night because I'm going to hit this button and I'm going to hit the head, all right?
All right. Y'all have
Night,
a great
night,
one.
bitches.
All right.
Yeah.
Without a sound, history speaks in tales of lore, knocking at the captive dash's door. Oh, legends live within these walls, silent echoes in the halls, books and stories on the floor, knocking at the captive dash's door. Captive desk, hold our dreams, where reality and all myth seems. In conversations, quiet flow, the mysteries untold will know. Legends live within these walls, silent echoes in the halls, books and stories on the floor, knocking at the